playoffs.
Yeah, sure. And Aspas, he's the player to watch when you're looking at their attack side, which is where MIBR are going to be starting. Double dashes into back holes on B, double dashes into Secret on A.
Aspas has played 10 maps of Jet, only 2 on other agents. This will be his 3rd now. Interesting to see him off it, and Oxy still locking that agent.
Bruno?
Stealth drone going to be broken nice and early. Got to be careful if that was caught.
This Tejo drone was never a fake last time MIBR played on their attack side, and look how quickly C9 have got that as a heavy read. They started rotating players B almost instantly.
But Vic is still posted up in A main. His position will be really strong here, especially if he can win the 1v1 against Burnout.
He's going to be the playmaker in this particular spot, MIBR.
Who's that pushing, Vic?
To the side itself, but dominating this angle right here. Verno wins out. Vitally important one, so A main no longer a worry.
A little impatient.
Can settle in a little bit here, and they're digging deep into the extremities of the side.
Not loving it, not loving it.
It's going to be a very difficult retake to try and attempt if you are Cloud9.
They've got so much post-plant
This round's
utility for
over.
this.
Yeah.
Fragment grenade, salvos coming through,
over.
pull on the post-plant as well. It looks almost impossible for Cloud9.
There's a nade flash in your face if you add sin, but you just want to be buying time, staying alive for as long as humanly possible. Cloud9 able to dissect various portions, but as you said, the post-plant util. A little bit too much to overcome, to be honest.
And that's supposed to get a 3K. Wrap this shit up. Let's fucking call it a day. It was fun while it lasted.
For MIBR as well, I love how proactive this team gets when they're in their post plants. They're a team that is super willing to let the people who no longer have key utility online get active. You see Shannon there walking all the way through, taking his 1v1 against Mitch, getting that pick, and they're always a team who's going to be kind of testing you, taking as much space as they can in these rounds.
Nice! Let's go.
It's a 3K from Aspas as well to get that pistol.
I do want to pay a little bit of attention, though, to that Verno drone that you saw at the start of the round. It went over towards B with the pullback smoke, and normally that's the drone is going to be where MIBR actually finish. You see C9 fighting heavy over this area, but I think MIBR is going to spot this and leave, basically.
Running.
One of the best ways, I think, to play against C9 with this kind of comp is going to be to find out where the duelists are and back away from them. You certainly don't want to be taking close-range fights against anyone like Net with a classic in his hand, either.
Everyone's running to B.
Rotation here by Cloud9. So they're already following up a lot of the sound cues.
Mitch is already outside.
Yeah, leading the way in, just trying to weave in and out behind. Flash up and over, and
good flash.
Coming through. That's Zeppa following up. Nice little two-piece on top of it. Classics in hand. There's only so much you can do. Not have been able to do a decent amount of damage here, but all wrapped up here for MIBR. Second round on the board, be able to reclaim some of those guns.
Yeah, and it's not too bad at all, actually. They only invested 3 guns into the round, and they come away with 3 players alive, so they're still going to have a pretty excellent bonus. And this is where we can start to see some ideas. Aspas is 5-0 already, loves getting started like this, and if he has a big bonus here, he might even have some kind of like post-plant ult to be able to work with on the way.
All right, early days,
so
early days.
My eyes are on him. Where's he looking to path? Like I said, last time MIBR were on the attack side, double dashes into back holes, double dashes into Secret, but this time maybe exploring mid.
With this comp, Aspas has a lot of tools to help set him up, be it the drone.
Wait, what the fuck? He wasted his dash already?
To assist him, and I think it's such a perfect agent for him to play. You heard, I believe it was Oxy who said that he expected all the best Jets to be playing Waylay. Well, this map he's not, but Aspas locking that down.
My humble king doesn't consider himself one of the best Jets, apparently.
Oh, Phantom moment.
That's a big kill to find onto Net. So this one, it feels like a full B push from MIBR. They do all of their same protocols, but then they double swing through double doors. So they're adding layers onto what they showed last time. Remember, last time was only the first time that MIBR had showcased this Waylay comp. So you know that C9 are going to have looked at those VODs. You know that they're going to be expecting certain things. And MIBR's coaching staff are adding twists onto what they showed previously. Like this one. A fake full B hit.
This noise cut is looking decent.
And going into Yoru comps, these long pauses in the mid round are so strong, being able to time out that gate crash. And as it fades, they'll slowly start to walk up towards B. Only 2 defenders here
as well.
Big knife against the back wall here. Mitch is under.
Holy shit, the util.
Heat's being turned up against him, flash in your face as well. Needs a bit of help and a potentially run and gun is ordered up here from Artisan. Reset of the game, rifle in hand, Zeppa.
Big recovery.
Above. Use it into that 2v2. Oxy. Creeping, crawling up the angle. Cortesia, sharp, precise.
Vic 1v2.
Onto it, defends it, gets the plant down now.
No.
Vic in a very awkward spot. Has to isolate these fights nicely and just weaving in and out.
Cortesia, bro.
One another here. MIBR securing up that third, rattling together these rounds.
And it's the two rookie players for MIBR.
He said, "Here, kiss my hands."
Very
he said,
much
"Here, kiss them.
Kiss
them, thank me."
Very different.
I won you that round. Kiss my
Anyone
hands.
thought Cortesia from Brazil and Verno from NA Challengers would be on a team whatsoever this year, but
that's bonus.
Despite all odds, despite all expectations, those two and the rest of the team have managed to gel very well, integrating them into this roster and winning a key bonus round there.
Oh,
Imi doesn't look very impressed.
Imi did not like
We're
that
not going
round.
Into a tactical pause here. This is a on the outside.
Crap, bro.
It was fraud to pick.
Okay. Another thing.
Like Psalms.
Like,
I've never had.
Cannot root out.
MIBR again finding a fairly open B site here.
It's all slow to begin with here.
Wow.
Through mid, but they just cannot root out Cortesia.
Josh, you're so on the money with calling out Cortesia, because he just has such unbridled confidence moving all the way from Brazil.
Wait, he has the glow. I've never had the glow.
He does not seem to skip a beat outside of his very first match in this league.
Now that is one of those spots where if he goes down and they end up picking up a rifle off the back of that, we're like,
bitch, you haven't either. Why are you pointing?
You got caught out in the open there. Maybe a little overconfident from you, hey, buddy. But
because you never top frag bum.
Oxy and Mitch on the anti-eco, and it does work out.
And that's been
you
part of the
fucking
beauty
wait.
of MIBR
You
for me
fucking
in
wait.
Stage 1, that Kickoff was all about them playing basic, boring comps, executing on them really well. Osboss having incredible individual performances.
Why do I feel like Psalm started the bum
like
thing?
I said at the beginning of the cast, they're starting to pick up more interesting comps. They're starting to play more on meta, and I think we're seeing more strategic depth and interesting stuff alongside just the great team play and individual confidence that these kind of strong Brazilian teams have always been known for.
Frod's talked about that in interviews too, and he said that one of the things that they really needed to work on was, at the time, they weren't sure what direction the meta was going in. And so they didn't want to put their eggs in one basket too early on. And after Bangkok, I think it was... listen, there were different ideas about where the meta was going, whether it was double duelist or whether it was Super Tejo focus. But when you pick up somebody like Verno and your roster doesn't necessarily flex super comfortably into double duelist, unless Ardazine's having a day or something, I think it just makes perfect sense where MIBR ahead is.
Oh!
It's going to be a quick clean up towards the end of this round.
Me and him!
Online just attempting to see if they can get any cheeky pick-offs. So they're going to be going down to the Spider Zephyr. Last one left. 4 rounds in a row now for MIBR. An important game overall for them, to be honest. We haven't really set up the stakes too much at this one, but with a win, Cloud9 would make top 4, no matter what, for stage 1. So they'd make it into playoffs. Exactly. And for MIBR themselves as well, bit of a tougher task.
All right, slow start for C9.
This is a very important
but
match for
Oxy
them to try and seal
is he getting it up here?
Yeah, sometimes you look back
there
at the
is.
end of a round robin, and these are the kind of games in the middle of the stage where you're like, damn, this was actually mega important.
This is the focus of the comp for C9, though. They don't pick the Neon, they lock this Jet, and a lot of that is to get Oxy time with the operator. Instead, it's going to be over towards A, though, in another one of these brawls.
Yeah, going for the clash here. MIBR biding their time. You can see Util is primed, waiting. Ardazine is holding it. It's going to be
That's
probably a flash
Miles,
overhead. Yeah, and here comes the peak in the play.
Very good.
Goes pound for pound, though. A lot of Util
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All of this, and somehow Ardazine's the one who's taking contact, taking point. And this is MIBR being dismantled in the process. Just trying to play and weave in and out here, but caught into the corner. Verno's got nowhere to run. Left up to Cortesia and Shannon. See if they can pick up the pieces and make something of the rest of this round.
They're so far.
He's looking for a gap on the trip.
Oxy's got an operator on the other side of the map. They have to retrieve the spike in A main. C9 with a triple lock have just destroyed that A main hold that MIBR were trying to take. They needed to get Aspas into position so that he could ult and exec into the site.
They're spotting these players out as well. And Shanham's going to be hoping he can take the op out of Oxy's hands. Oxy realizes it. Want to be trying to hold on to this one. For MIBR.
This game is so slow right now. I think I'm freaking out.
At this point.
30 seconds and what Oxy's op brings to the defensive side is not just his skill with the weapon, but it affects how they play their macro quite a lot. C9 likes leaving him on these longer angles, say B long or walked up into A main, holding that space, and then being really proactive in other areas of the map with their initiators and their Yoru.
If that is an aura, then I don't know what is. Come on, buddy.
Really changes the way that they can actually
flexing? Why
set
not?
up once they have that in Oxy's hands, and him holding on to it into another round, even if it didn't find
and
a
I
kill
just
here.
got back into it.
Very key.
And I just got back
valuable.
into it.
But also, C9 deliberately go for that play, I think, because they know that Aspas has a massive ult that he can just use to obliterate the A site. With the Waylay ult, he can ult towards Secret, double dash into Secret, and basically any spot on site is either getting highlighted by a Tejo drone or cooked by the Waylay. Now, the problem with that is, he can just do it again. And so what, you're just gonna fight A main every single round until he gives up and goes somewhere else? Maybe, but look, MIBR are just back to the well.
Yeah,
they're like, okay, well, C9 are probably not going to fight A main with 3 players again.
You
so
realize
we
it
can
makes
just set
your
up
aim
for the
worse?
exact same thing.
Yeah.
Flash overhead.
All right.
Might be a little bit too late.
4-1, 4-1, people. Here, get out the gutter.
In front of A here. Refract's going to be fading away here for Aspas, but they're primed and ready to get onto this site.
C9 know it's coming. They're playing full retake here.
Tejo drone clearing out. Looks towards Secret. Spots the Secret
got a lot of
completely clear.
scans.
Now Aspas can think about ulting maybe
Damn
towards
kill.
Flowers.
He saves it.
In the midst of that as well, and here it is, convergent pass in through the back, because that's a big connection to multiple players.
Oh!
Keeping these players into position, trying to escape to the side net.
Damn.
The slightest of pockets
Unfortunate for
to try and
Aspas
play
there.
in. Now making their ways forwards. It's a no command, let rip, but as it emanates
Verno, what do you got?
out, it just points the perfect
There's a
direction.
flank, Verno, there's a
Zephyr
flank.
Spam through the wall and off onto the flank.
Oh
Oxy,
my.
bide your time, wait it out. You've been handed a freebie. He's going to claim it. It's left now just to Shanum.
Last player standing.
Mike Down, he's got a lot to do in this spot.
Zephyr.
Tap the spider force out that pull, almost ISOing these fights.
Can't be there, teammates main, can he?
Oh
my God.
And up in the air, that's Oxy Shorty in hand to seal away the round.
I love the way MIBR played that to start, realizing off the Tejo drone they had a free site, saving their ult to combo back towards Flowers, but unfortunately the C9 players slipped the net in, end up setting up a really nice retake here with the late flank coming through from Oxy.
It's hard to tell. I'm not sure whether there was
What's this?
a
Photoshop.
mistake in where the Tejo ult was put, or whether that's just the kind of way that it tessellates onto the map. But there was,
I was
like
worried
a
about Oxy
tiny
missing
little
too,
pocket
but
towards the back there that Mitch slipped into and
he's
didn't
got
die.
that.
Because otherwise, I agree with you. It's a fantastic ult combo. I really like the idea. Because the execution didn't quite work.
This goes here.
You guys writing these strips down?
And now grouped all the way up towards B. But this is where both Oxy and Zephyr are
Double
looking to
duelist
fight
on
with a
B.
bit of a bait and switch setup.
Already crossed though behind the box. Oxy has to account for multiple angles here.
Did you see the upper?
Snapshot broken as well, so Cloud9 still able to double up. Seppa not being forced off this angle.
What?
There it is, wide face in the end. That's Seppa with a bit of spam to force him out wide into the open. There's plenty more targets, so where that
Repeat,
came
you want
from,
pussy?
and
Repeat
Oxy
again, you want
quickly
pussy?
cries. This guy is tearing them asunder.
Go wide then. Go wide then if you're like that.
Active.
That's what I
Fading
thought.
down.
You better stay back.
Doubled up discipline on show here by Cloud9.
Oxy wants more.
Ah! I couldn't stop myself. You caught me.
Straight through the wall. Thumbs out
Just
Oxy,
like me
but
for real.
A lot more to do where that came from for MIBR in a 2v4 spot.
Vic's already in their spawn. They're fully encircled here.
He couldn't resist.
That's what Oxy did in the previous round too.
He literally
So
couldn't
C9
resist.
super happy to push out behind and either trap them in or flank them as soon as the Vice dies.
What the fuck,
Vic
for?
should just be able to seal up this round though. It's being cleared to some degree, but Addison just not quite ready for it. Onto that angle. 20
Oh, he got him
seconds left.
fast.
Shannon gets himself a pick. But in terms of an open side, it's a different ask, isn't it?
The rest of C9 though, they are actually starting to book it over to A. They think there's enough time for Shannon to be running in that direction. Shannon
saving,
is getting himself a cup of coffee over
chilling.
here.
You know how the
10
economy is
seconds
these days. He's saving.
Yeah.
Being responsible.
Yeah, he is. He's got 4,200 in the bank, but I don't think he quite realized that he would have had a 1v1 on B. He might look at the VOD later and think, damn, I kind of missed an opportunity there.
That is exactly the round you're looking for with this C9 double duelist comp. A bait and switch setup. Oxy going crazy with the operator and completely locking down space towards B long. MIBR's comp doesn't actually have a massive amount to perfectly clear out those
Tomorrow's
angles.
Monday,
If that stealth
aware.
drone is being broken, Oxy's almost always going to find some path to weasel his way through and get at least one shot across.
Yeah, it's basically just a massive set
He's
away
thinking
from
about,
him. You're going
damn.
into the stack. You're going into the strong side. So that's where it becomes less tempting of an option to just do the avoid Oxy strategy. Now, in this round, he's looking to work a pick through mid.
Am I going to play the new
So
Elden
C9
Ring
varying
game?
up
Brother,
their defensive setup.
I'm the
once
Elder
more.
Lord. Of course I'm going to play the new Elden Ring game.
And actually, MIBR did not do very much defaulting at all when they played against G2 on this map. They were mostly just grouping and going A or going B. Sometimes they worked some A splits. But this round definitely feels like they're just walking straight into Oxy.
There's a lot to consider. What a snap.
Look at the wrist. Look at the wrist.
Taken out of the fight. It's a duelist head-to-head that we were setting up, teeing up, talking about.
A very nice reposition out of the timeout, expecting the mid play. Oxy ready for it. Now C9 get to play from a clean advantage here.
Sweaty game, bro. For real.
Mid-control.
Also, I hate this fucking map still.
There'll be a lot of unknowns
right.
swirling around Cloud9's
I
head,
think
in terms of
the early part of the game is sometimes
Zeppa
slow.
has the position to punish the
Later
solo
it'll get
player
exciting.
coming down long, and that's the spike.
Knife thrown, and oh my god, stomping up through B long. That's a critical kill at that. Zeppa taking out Steel Garden. An abundance of util now being thrown forwards and straight into the two players waiting it out. MIBR in a very good spot. Cosmic Divide partitioning this one up as well. It's blind fires from the Shockies, an attempt to try and dismiss most of this one, and the adjustments of Oxy just not quite on target. And at this point, Cloud9 going to be considering different course of action.
It's just not enough. It's just not enough.
They don't even want to play into it.
Not enough.
Yeah, especially with Vic being able to escape. I wasn't sure exact call here. And the whole round essentially comes down to Zeppa, the exact spot that you called out.
Hello, 90 IQ
He's got
Americans.
The gate crash to try to escape. I wasn't sure exactly what the timing of that was going to look like, but I think that was his second one in the round. So he should have still had like another 10, 20
waved
seconds.
at him.
So
Someone
that's not even
waving.
going 1-for-1 and dropping the spike. That's straight up getting yourself into a player advantage. Spike completely lost and getting out to help the site anchor. I probably should have just been the round right there.
Especially with how it started. Oxy getting a beautiful kill onto Ospas.
Whose map pick is this? Top left of your
That's all it
screen.
takes for it to fall
After the
apart.
replay,
MIBR, though,
and you'll always
pretty
know.
happy to wrestle back some control here.
It is
Thank
MIBR's
you to
map
C9.
pick.
That save means they keep their key weapon online. Oxy's still going to have the operator, and this time he's considering joining up with his team on this A main fight.
Jagomo's the new Aspas.
Which implies that they're just going to leave him posted over there.
I don't think he's the new Aspas. I think Aspas is Aspas.
Super heavily focused towards
I think
Jagomo's
Jagamo.
And the rest
Both
of the team
goated
looking
in
like
their
they
own
want to take
right.
a bit more mid-control rather than focus on fighting A early.
I can't really say they're like the same.
Yeah,
like
possibly setting up into an
I feel like they
ace
play
a little
totally
bit later.
differently.
For now, going to work the map a little bit, see what advantages there are to be found. Stealth Strong going to be broken, use pound for pound.
Aspas is like Device, and Jagamo is like.
Another Fury, hold on, this is a bit reactionary. Mitch is looking to try and punish out through mid.
Like, I don't know.
Shots, and Vic just lands a shot onto Artisan. He was cut up away, isolated from the rest of his team.
Like simple. Yeah. Straight up. It's just
Clearly
fucking
don't realize the
crazy.
spike has been dropped in such an open location, because otherwise they could be taking a fight over towards here.
Their
Oxy.
backs are just open completely towards us, and Aspas may have just realized he has the timing. Oxy just being
Such an open location, because otherwise they could be taking a fight over towards here.
their
Oxy.
backs are just open completely towards us, and Aspas may have just realized he has the timing. Oxy just picks back around again, understanding that, wait a second, massive opening and right under sewers, just being caught out into the water. Shaneham no more. 2 versus 4. Cortesia attempt as well to salvage the round. Now the spike
2v3.
is in the hands of Verno, and they're making their way to an open site.
Are you guys spamming hearts?
They are, but there's still an early warning Cypher trip down long.
30
And
seconds
I'm not sure
left.
how much is left on that gate crash. No, it dissipates. So it's going to be very long rotations from C9, even with the perfect info off this Cypher hat.
Verno got stunned up there.
Promise you people.
Still is going to be able to stick this plan down.
Promise you people will realize Oxy is the best player in the world. He just needs a stable team around him. Holy glaze.
Doubled up. Verno and Cortesia. Salvo's online for Verno as well to stall and delay this one, but you can see them aggro, aggressive positions. Looking to see if they can turn it into a 2v2 before this retake even gets started. Oxy trying to clear most of the way.
Hey, yo, you still here?
Wide though, and his team nowhere
No,
near
I'm just
still,
kidding.
but
Oxy is
almost
goated,
there
though.
in time. Leaves it just down to Verno. Primed, holding it with the salvos.
Wow, I think he wins.
Tap, forcing these players forward, stunned up. Has to
I think he
ISO
wins, though.
Every single fight coming in his way. And there's just enough time on the clock
Never
for
mind.
Cloud9 to win
Damn.
that.
Close.
God, it would have been mad there.
Close.
If
The stun almost, yes. The stun almost slowed him down enough that he was late to the spike.
Sorry,
A minute and a half?
A second and a half to play with. This round looked a little lost from MIBR, I would say. As soon as their idea of going for that kind of A split fell to pieces, Shenom's push through water is really ambitious. I think it's quite unlikely you're going to get away with that against good level teams like C9.
I think even later in that round, the way that MIBR have been defaulting, they haven't managed to get lurks that deep into street over towards B
just see Oxy
at
then?
all.
Nah, we got Zekin, bro.
Have either been running into a late round operator or late round Cypher trips on this side of the map.
Now, of course, Mitch is going to pick up the operator here because you always want your Sova-opping in this kind of situation.
Yes.
What the heck is going on here? That was just so that Oxy could fight over A main if indeed there was a brawl in that spot. And now it's been passed back over as Oxy goes
no watch party tomorrow
to meet the brunt of this. The only noise they've heard on B.
Gotta go to pick up back mid once more though. No util to Cloud9 and this night.
I go Radiant or I go Bald.
Back of the horse here.
We'll try to figure out what that looks like tomorrow.
That's what MIBR are really looking for here. They got to time up their util correctly.
It's been a while.
Zephyr has his ult. They're happy to play full retake.
Not in one day, no.
Pushing through a flank.
We'll give myself a reasonable amount of time.
Counter spam in order as well.
Where it's not too easy or not too hard.
Spotted though, and now getting a bit of a run on and a move on.
Oh!
Sight. Cortesia not to be removed.
We'll see tomorrow.
Firmly embedded in through mid. This is causing all sorts of worries into the back of the Cloud9 players' mind. Move on.
Oh! They no.
Pushing through a flank.
We'll give myself a reasonable amount of time.
Counter spam in order as well.
Where it's not too easy or not too hard.
Spotted though, and now getting a bit of a run on and a move on.
Oh!
Sight. Cortesia not to be removed.
We'll see tomorrow.
Firmly embedded in through mid. This is causing all sorts of worries into the back of the Cloud9 players' minds. Dimensional drift out wide, doubled up.
Damn.
And a swift dismissal. That's Aspas in through the back of the horse, rifle in hand.
MIBR.
Seals up the round.
That round is just all Cortesia and mid.
I don't want to
getting a massive 2K there.
At all.
Dismantling C9's flank, and at that point, what could have been a really strong Yoru ult, clearing into backside and flushing out the MIBR players there, has no one actually in a position to follow up. And the round ticks away, and MIBR take a pretty solid lead now in the first half.
I'm not disagreeing that Cortesia was the difference maker there, but just to focus in on the B defensive setup as well. Net's got a trip that's supposed to catch, I think, Aspas as he goes for that double dash into back halls. And Aspas just glid over the top of it. And then when the plant comes down in the open, they also don't deny the plant with spam either. So it looked like a very soft defense.
I actually have seen Damdala live.
I think you can hard way more against this Waylay comp. Aspas is dashing into back halls with 1 KO flash max. There's really not that much pressure. I think if you get somebody into back halls, you can fight him.
Guys, I have to use the
restroom. Kind of have to be more proactive
with
how you
play
it when you are locking in this Cypher comp. When you have Zavise, you're going to have a lot of hard stalled util to buy time to rotate players in heavily and have a lot of people ready to just fight as this spike is going down. With Cypher, you don't have as much actual stall. You need your Cypher being in there, being proactive, and getting his teammates into the site. Another timeout called for C9 now. Trying to find these last 2 rounds of the half.
And I'm looking at their economy, seeing if they're going to go for the operator again. I would say that they were having the most success when they were just kind of allowing Oxy to hold the opposite side of the map to the rest of the team. So you have Cypher information all throughout mid, and then C9 decide to fight over B or A main, and then Oxy holds the opposite.
Aspas is one off his ultimate, Verno as well. They put a lot of emphasis on getting that tool online, so it does look to be another fight towards A.
Gearing up for now. Baron's going to be dropping soon enough here. Not too sure how much pushback there will be from Cloud9. Looks like they're just feigning like they could be potentially in that spot. Aspas full sprinting.
I like this from C9. They're reacting players into mid. Trying to flush any lurk that's there, be ready to fight back through, maybe even a push a flank in if this does turn into an A execute.
They know that Cortezia has been fighting pretty aggressively on the lurk, so if you pick him off, then suddenly the Vice wall's down.
Just spotted out. Tagged up there, slow to a crawl. One bullet to the head will finish him off here. Open access though. They might be able to get themselves into the A site, get a plan down.
You don't even need to flank retake here because you're always worried about the flank as MIBR. It's the threat's there.
Armageddon, this is a lot of ults being layered down on top of it. Saturate to try and slow them to a crawl. Fights being taken in through the back of the site. The positions you can play in, kind of isolated right now. There's a lot of chaos thrown in. Time ticking though with a spike drop down here. And Shayna pushing back, looking for that free fight. Leaves it just down to Verno. 1v3. Flash through the wall. Instantaneous is the trade-off there by Zephyr. So quick with the response. C9 looking to try and drag this one back to even for the first half.
I like the idea to try and rally there for MIBR, but C9 makes some really good macro decisions throughout. Fighting into mid here, flushing that lurk for basically the first time this half. Cortezia has been getting so much value in that part of the map.
I mean, funnily enough, they have actually been trying to double fight him occasionally, and he just kills both of them.
You gotta take 4, Josh.
Yeah.
Don't take any risks. And then, I mean, just finding some nice double swings as well to make their way back through the site. And Oxy buys an operator again.
I think small adaptation for Cortezia in this final round would just be to sit back a little further, or maybe even just go with the team and don't worry about controlling mid or going for the lurk. MIBR have got ults to be able to get in onto site. Null command. Aspas' Waylay ult as well. They should be able to absolutely obliterate Vic on A.
No attempt to hold his ground.
The anti-KO setup as well. Both of these trips being thrown down. Cypher not going to get turned off.
Vic in a position to get out though, and Aspas will save his ult.
Yeah. Nice speed straight in. His trips are awkward. Ocean's 11-esque, but going to be saving a conversion pass now for this retake. That's going to be primed, ready, waiting now for Cloud9. Still suppressed for the time being, but a quick pick off onto Artisan. Here it is. Slowed down now, in through the back, and this is it. The go button has been hit. Aspas looking to lay claim to a couple of more lives where he's at least hunting, but now scurrying straight backwards, and there's Oxy in your face. Shorty in hand once more still. MIBR have control of this one, but it's quickly being wrested away from them. There's a 2v2 scenario. Cloud9 in the midst of it. First tap, forcing out that pull. Salvos are on 4 next. That's Verno here. Zephyr. Another tap, forcing it wide. He is stunned up. Bit of damage into the process. Time is of the essence. Half Wincons earned, but no kill off the backside of it. That's 7-5 for a finish of MIBR on his first half of Pearl.
Switching sides.
Hotspots both times we've seen him use the converging path, saving it for the post plant, fighting forward, and it's really such an effective stall tool. It sounds simple to be like, oh, the ult that slows you down when you're trying to retake, but I actually think they use it super well here to buy enough time to just let the post plant cringe win it out.
MIBR have absolutely cooked on this map. On their attack side specifically, it looks good. They got 7 rounds here. They beat G2
Start now, so
earlier
it's
as well.
less
You can see where they're finding success.
Yep,
you are
can.
cringe.
And we're going to be finding out a little bit more as well. What
You are cringe. Caught hard as fuck. It's less.
MIBR have absolutely cooked on this map. On their attack side specifically, it looks good. They got 7 rounds here. They beat G2
Start now, so
earlier
it's
as well.
less.
You can see where they're finding success.
Yep,
you are
can.
cringe.
And we're going to be finding out a little bit more as well. What
You are cringe. Caught hard as fuck. You are cringe. Caught hard as fuck. Oh. Oh. Stream down, panic. If you can't, funny.
Your play-by-play debut, Wyatt.
Thank you. You know, I'm really trying hard. I'm trying hard, and here we are. Definitely not Wyatt, as it says at the bottom. I don't know. Was Rossi on drugs?
I know Brent is pissed. I know Brent is pissed. I know Brent is pissed.
But the guy was going at a million miles.
I know Brent is pissed.
I think it was the
I
height
know
of beating
Brent is
Fury.
pissed.
He was on pure adrenaline from beating Furia.
I stepped in.
Tell you that.
I don't know what the context was. And I'm like, what's going on here?
It's nice to see the
Wyatt
players
is.
coming
No, I'm not
elated
gonna
off
call
the
him
win.
Wyatt.
And here
Guys, Eric is a bum keck W. Funny we are, huh? Funny. Do not.
I play
Thank
debut
you.
Wyatt.
Thank you. You know, I'm really trying hard. I'm trying hard. And here we are. Definitely not Wyatt, as it says at the bottom. I don't know. Was Rossi on drugs?
I think it was the
I
highest
know
beating
Brennan
Fury.
says-
He was on pure.
No, I'm not gonna call him Wyatt. He's gonna
We
get
don't
mad.
normally see all of the
But Wyatt
players,
is
like,
tweaking.
Yes.
Wyatt is
jumping
tweaking.
around at the end of the win.
We'll
Wyatt
see how
is
that
tweaking.
energy stays through the rest of the stage for Leviathan. Hopping into the second half, though. C9 on attack with the double duelist comp. Oxy and Zeppa were great in the
All right,
first.
let's do this
they have
pistol.
a fight towards
7-5.
Art.
I didn't see the last couple rounds, but it's all right.
Here it
This is when the match gets
Aspas.
spicy.
Slight
One.
bit of bait, and he just
He
has
always
to
gets
take
his
the peek
one.
anyway. Bullets flying through into the box.
Getting one is even good there for him, to be
Yeah, it
honest.
is.
They were completely pre-firing his position.
Zeppa's been embedded in A main. The team will call back towards him.
That pass.
And Zeppa, despite being down 5-7, has been a monster individually. Will have his opportunities in this attack half as well, especially with Oxy going down, because it puts more pressure
Haven't watched
on
in a
him.
while. Who's the top 3
Tip the
teams?
spear.
G2, Sentinels.
No gate crash to get
True.
in this time. Just has to contact that with the team.
Down right to the side. Bit of spam from the pixel angle. That is.
That's gonna be weird
ridiculous
about it, but
stuff
that's the
from Zeppa,
truth.
And he's going for even more here. Laying siege to the site, and there's A available. Plant down now. Extension into the round here for the pistol. That is in. Stallone making this play. And, wow, okay, net was low enough here. Rapid turnaround.
Are you guys
MBR
saying
finding
bro
their
said
ways
send
back
question mark?
into
Are you watching
his
these fucking
potential
games?
Pistol, but return of the fire from Mitch. Drop down into pit. Cortesia's going to know at least where one of the players are, but
Well, clearly you're not.
Vic
Cortezia wins this, and
Long con.
Sentinels is not top 3.
tucked to the side, and the gamble goes.
And
the
he
way of Vic
lost.
here. Cortesia just not checking the corner.
I'm a fan of C9's macro. I think they have really, with this new roster, found a style that works for them. A lot of their attack side calling has been really solid. I think it's the defense that we've been focused on maps like Ascent, for example, with their double Sentinel comp, but it's good, sensible stuff. I mean, leaving Zeppa inserted into A main, returning back to him, and then getting the entry through, waiting for those refreshable timers to come back. It's all good stuff.
And it's nice to say that for an IGL and Mitch, who, you know, he had his heyday when Valorant was fresh, was when Tens was the
half
best player
court.
in the world.
Dude, you can't be bringing that out. Bro peaked in high school kind of stuff.
But that
What are you
was the
talking-
narrative. That was legitimately the Mitch narrative for a while. And then he had his good year in Tier 2 last year. Got this opportunity with C9
Right.
after
What?
they controversially dropped
fuck is that,
Rossi,
Leon?
who knows your name, in the
Yeah,
offseason.
definitely knows my name.
Yep. And
Wyatt?
brought him in.
Oh
and
no,
I
this
think he
Wyatt
had low
meme is gonna run. I'm not
expectations,
gonna
and
lie.
also he's
The
definitely
Wyatt
been
meme is gonna
surpassing
bait.
that as a leader and as an individual for C9.
Yeah, Mitch
So I'm saying he
actually...
didn't peak in
I
that.
wonder
He
what
did peak
Rossi
in that
calls
track.
Wyatt
Yeah, no,
now.
I appreciate that.
Who does he call?
He,
What
he
does he
actually
call?
looked good when he
We
was
need
calling
to
for them
introduce
in
him to
one of the
Wyatt.
off-season
Let's see what he
tournaments before they
calls
brought
him.
Rossi in.
Oh, it was Red Bull Homegrown Qualifier in Seattle.
Sure, there you go. You even know which one I'm talking about, yeah. But that version of C9 was looking pretty solid too.
What's the
And
context?
once
Is it like
again,
one of those things where
they
if you were
managed to
here, you
navigate
know?
away from the stack from MIBR, finding the right
You gotta
place
check
to
the
end
VOD,
the
bro.
round and get an
Check the VOD when
extremely
Leviathan
simple,
were on the
correct
couch.
macro call, which avoids all
IYKY.
the potential variants.
IYKYK. IYKYK.
I got nothing. Mimi's looking at me to talk about this round. I got nothing. They're
Well-
gamble stacking aside on the eco. They're going to scurry over. They're going to try to die to the spy.
Yeah, I would imagine this is a die to the spike kind of round, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
isn't it? And this is sometimes where you see, like, one of the C9 players is just going to run forwards and see if they can find the people who are waiting to
Hold?
die to
My
the
bad.
spike.
Hold!
Looks like
Everyone
he plays
hold!
the Gladiator.
Let's do it together. Hold!
First into the Thunderdome,
Hold!
doing a 1v5.
Yeah, I don't want to give away any guns, so Rifle's going to be nice and safe.
Oh, fuck.
Aspas.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
What's happening?
Casual reminder of who you're playing against.
Hold. Ready?
I've liked some of
Set.
the innovations
Attack!
going Tier 2 of using like Teo Missile plus Molly to
Wow, that's beautiful.
all die without getting ult orbs early. Saves a lot of time.
Aspas, bro.
Aspas?
We are not saving
Did
the
he just-
stinger there.
What
He
just happened?
saved?
We are not saving the stinger
I looked away
there.
from the screen because the
Did-
round was
Wait,
over.
I
That's
didn't
got to
see
be a
what
tech
happened.
problem, no?
What?
Did his keyboard stop working?
He...
He pulled.
Why are you trolling?
He's trolling.
Couldn't get to the spike.
but also, like, he's not even the one that gets punished for
Oh
this.
no,
because his
Arzine has a
teammate dropped him
stinger.
an
He got an op.
Artazine, you
Oh
legend.
my
But
god.
Artazine just gets the most
He got
trolled anyone
shafted.
could possibly get trolled. He's got no armor and a stinger. Aspas, you better pop off this round, mate.
Well, op in hands. He's going to get his chance. Whole multitude of targets. Oh, now he's refracted into the corner. They know exactly where he is.
Oh my god.
Spam just finishes him right off. Uh-oh.
Minus 4,700.
That
and now
is
they're
not
retaking.
ideal, and this is flooding in
Artsy with the
fast
stinger.
as it happens.
Artsy with the stinger. Kek W.
He's
Oh.
got nothing. Down to the sides, weaving in and out though, past these smokes, and again, that's going to be the stun. Lay it down into the back of the hall still. Suppressive fire, lay it down by these Cloud9 players, looking to try and
Zappa.
combine their might, and Zeppa with the cleanup. Trade, instantaneous Shanum.
What a jiggle by Vic.
Wow. Tappy with the rifle, that's Vic. Cleaning it all up now.
Oh, that's
A
diabolical.
lot to talk about.
That is
A lot to break down, a
diabolical.
lot to discuss.
Oh, that's
really.
diabolical.
Oh, he doesn't get anything with the op.
Is that a vibe destroyer?
Wait, that was a rare mistake from
I
Aspas.
mean,
It's destroyed my vibe, Brent.
Ooh, if I'm Artazine in that spot, I'm gritting my teeth and thinking, he's a great player. I don't want to tilt my
fuck?
duelist star player.
What? What did he say right there?
And C9,
D
I
colon.
think, in that spot, maybe don't even realize. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, they did do a great job at dealing with Aspas there, completely punishing him for going for that peak.
Good spin.
Artazine is now on a judge, which I've seen him do filthy things with the judge. So have Lev, they were talking about it on the couch. And he's holding double doors. But he's doing the gun game here.
Yeah.
Bruno?
Plays down and A gets tagged into the process. I think he's hiding his intent there. He had the pistol out. But Cloud9 not going to be walking into him. Updraft up and over. Just spots the head.
Oxy, what is doing?
There,
What is Sweetheart Oxy doing?
Out of the sky.
You re-peek after he spotted you? Brother.
Still kicking out through the back here. So dimensional drift earned up for Zeppa. He's going to make a go of things now. Just try and spot out these players. In through the smoke. That's 3 sighted. It's going to be fading at a moment's notice here. TP
That
safety,
is
and there's
cringe.
chaos happening in through connector. Gun seeking to be reclaimed here by Artazine. Does actually end up picking it up.
Wow.
Tuck
He's
to the
living.
side. It's an important fight for Net to win out.
Wow, he got him. Nice.
Disciplined by Artazine, not enough to really survive into the midst of all of that.
3v4. What do they got for post?
Isolating, cutting up the
Not
site
much,
to
just suck.
some degree.
Can they cover the diffuser? I'm gonna stick it, you cover me. Oh, they're not even on.
Smoke blooms up.
They
Ball's
could
gonna forced
be
out nice and
on
early
it.
here. Cloud9 still working with that player disadvantage, but a bit of spam might just seek to correct that, and indeed it does. Cortezia though, spamming away, sticking away.
You can't beat them. You cannot beat them in the regular season. And that's just not MIBR's fault.
He's just ridiculous.
Wait, what did Net do? I didn't see.
He was in
that Net?
passenger princess mode all the first half. They were avoiding his sight. He comes out into the second and wins this round for C9. It started rough. This shot from
coulda
Shannon
stuck
was
it.
incredible. And then a silly judge kill only to somehow bring this back, working all the way through Art.
Oh, he
This is a
spammed 2 and
3v5,
then.
and
Yeah.
Nets, I think, got 2 of those kills just pure spamming into the smoke, right?
Okay.
And then jumps back
Damn.
in through.
Holy fuck.
I was a bit confused why MIBR weren't trying to put too much pressure forwards into Art and into
Holy
A
fuck.
main. But they were relying on the fact that Shannon was still alive and they could play inside the smoke, I think. A gamble that didn't pay off.
And now C9 in the driving seat of this half.
All we need to
MIBR
do is keep Oxy
on some
happy.
rough money.
Yeah, MIBR have had a couple of tragedies here to open up their defense. They are going to be relying on a big individual round, I think, from Aspas at some point here.
Am I first C9 here?
He does have the Hero Guardian this round, but not in the best position to get value. He might have a chance.
I just
want
to see a funny match.
Members of C9 heading his way.
Slow and steady though. It's going to create openings for MIBR
But yeah,
to
probably
capitalize.
C9.
Trying to rip off a head or two because he's here, feeling the heat, and a couple of bullets to the chest, still alive and
Wow.
kicking Aspas. It's a filthy off angle. Now he needs to dominate this position up through B long. Still taking point. It's a light speed as well.
Whoa.
Getting out of dodge, so it's going to be a constant nuisance now at the back of the minds of these Cloud9 players, and they want to try and take a fight a little bit further forward.
Left.
Not anticipating these angles here. Jump spot
Got one.
reveals the hand anyway. It's a gun given up and over. Mitch in a very difficult spot. The squeeze being applied to him. Salva's out wide. Unflickable with an adjustment. Mitch could be an absolutely legendary play. Cooked up 7 bullets left to work with. Just needs the timing. Just needs to take it. Waiting for the player to wade right in.
No, I don't like that angle.
It's
He should have gone wide. I don't like that angle at the end.
Denies a chance
I don't
of
like the
greatness
angle he
there.
held. He should have kept peeking
That was a
out.
disgusting
Bruno
shot.
would not have expected it.
The
I thought he would go
180 flick to
wide.
make that nearly
Nice
doable.
try, though.
I
It was a nice try.
Worried for a moment.
But it was this moment from Ospas earlier on. You asked for the Ospas round. He delivers a massive 2K there. And not only is it those kills picked up, but it segments C9 off, forces
He had
them to
ult.
go
Why did
into
he
that
stay?
disadvantaged
I don't
fight
think ult
towards
secure
spawn.
guarantees it.
And Mitch's heroics not enough.
I don't think the ult would have
Ospas
guaranteed
now
anything.
gonna be purchasing the operator.
But remember, last time, this didn't get any value at all. Completely caught, predicted, and dealt with.
This time, there's a couple players heading his way.
Yeah, everybody. He's got the stampeding hordes.
There's going to be a clash developing. Flash into the face. It's going to force that refract immediately straight back south.
Oh, this ult.
Trying to be used. It's going to ease the pressure that's coming out their way on either side. Maybe a
the
connection on a
fuck?
player or two, and Shorty's into the smoke. Zoxy, you will be able to find that value. Convergent paths in.
What is happening?
Bruno, dominating his position.
What
So
the
difficult.
hell?
Nobody can lay claim to the site. With reinforcements arriving, MIBR. So quick to correct the course of the round.
Oh,
Drone off to the side, and as I say that, Vic, how you found that one, Armageddon out. Oh my goodness!
my god!
From the brink, Cloud9 just bring it straight back. They leave it into the hands of Cortesia to see if he can make anything of this round at all.
C9 walking all the way back through spawn to B.
Is that even Verno's fault for his teammates dying and then
Cortesia
him
does have a bit of
dying
util there,
because of
maybe
it?
a flash to get info.
No, I think they've completely cooked him. I mean, he has no idea at the moment. They could be looking to still finish A. They could be clearing out
Teammates'
different positions on the site. Only
How
just
did his-
now is
how
he
did
thinking
Vic get
about
through
backing up and
there?
headed towards the other side of the
30
map.
seconds left.
Cortesia is
And this is going to be so
feeling
tough
it,
because Vic, Mitch
but-
could be positioned in any number of a multitude of spots. Especially if they bait this wall out. Oh, that's not a bait.
Hard committal. Yeah, Mitch.
But
is
they don't
locked
know if it
off
was bait,
for just
though.
a few seconds.
right.
No worries though. Slow play by Cortesia.
I don't see how he can deal with Vic up in heaven.
Flash didn't connect. He needs to ISO a fight. He needs to
Oh,
find someone
Astra.
at least, a straggler.
You made noise.
Potentially. He's sniffed out the position of Vic, but Vic is just
That might be our
on
through.
point today.
Wow.
We've got to see a replay of how he's managed to salvage that. I mean, the
It's-
opening kills there.
It's outstanding, and it's shades of the last match Vic played on that ascent. I think a 6.0 KD against Leviathan. He was incredible there. And in this round, I mean, Verno nearly did it.
They
3
overpeaked.
shots from
okay,
Vic,
buddy.
my God.
Wow, Vic.
Yeah, they're trying
Vic
to
went
hold the
Vic's been
crossfire
going
there.
crazy a lot.
That's a 2v4 that Cloud9 win. 2 rounds earlier, they won a 3v5, and then they almost won a 2v4 again on their anti-eco.
Oh my God. Verno's tweaking out on stage.
Verno's
Help
got
him.
head in hands at the moment, just trying to compose himself as the rest of the team, I'm sure, is going through something similar.
Oh my
Because
God.
MIBR have been in
Like
advantage
my
spots
fucking
now for
teammates.
a number of the last few rounds, and either struggled to convert or failed to. And almost seemed like in some of these spots they don't expect C9 to be fighting. Like they think if they get up a couple of numbers, that C9 will just give up. And Vic continues to fight.
On the year, MIBR 5-0, undefeated on this map, coming off of beating America's best team, G2, here on Pearl just last week. Now,
I made he signed Victor.
facing a very
That's cap or
critical
what?
venture. Money not going to be very good in this round, likely to be staring down the barrel of 11.
They did. It's
I
real.
like the Oxy purchase.
Just got
too.
announced. Damn. Victor's
Keeping
back.
track of the money.
Been a
out
minute.
in hand.
Wait. It's been a minute, dude. I'm
He's
not
always
gonna
got
lie.
Blitz to lean back on as well.
Yeah.
Victor was like fucking insane for such a long time. It's actually kind of wild to see that he wasn't on a team for.
To take control
For
of
how
A
long it's
main.
been.
Cloud9 get the read on this one. It was sniffed out and heard, so reaction now called for into B. Cortesia,
He was injured, or was
while he
he?
was praying for it.
Was that what caused his
But
break?
C9, again, they do such
Damn.
a good job of navigating these anti-eco rounds.
Beautiful
Cortesia.
shots.
His wrist injury, I see.
Ivor Artisan, he's worked his way all the way in here with a shot.
No way, he didn't get one.
Those shots missing.
Bro,
rifles.
C9 are just
Oh my.
manifesting a win.
As soon as the round begins, essentially, they get themselves way in here with a short in for it.
Was that what caused his break?
C9 again, they do such a good job of navigating these anti-eco rounds.
Beautiful shots.
His wrist injury, I see.
Artisan, he's worked his way all the way in here with a short.
No way, he didn't get one.
Those shots missing.
Bro, C9 are just manifesting a win.
As soon as the round begins, essentially, they get themselves in and get the plan down for Cloud9. There was definitely
how the hell
here in the form of MMBR potentially being able to do something about it. But it leaves Aspas with only a Sheriff and a 1v3. Zephyr low enough that a single shot to the body will do it. But he's going to find any of these fights, and I think the discipline that's been on display so far by Cloud9. Not going to look to let anything slip too much, as I say.
Bro wants to see if I can just sense it.
Peeking out wide, time's ticking away, and with it, options and chances to win.
C9 find themselves ever closer to being able to take this map. And I don't have a big strategic adjustment that MIBR needs to make
MIBR's
here.
pick?
Because I feel like they're getting into spots to be able to win. It's just about
I can't believe the KO didn't get a kill.
I think that's got to come down more to the individual awareness of what risks to take at the end of some of these spots. It's definitely well within their power to still be able to claw this one back. But C9 digging deeper, making the plays when it matters.
C9 showing a different look to start this round. Oxy gonna put some attention over towards street.
B-split.
And this is where the Vice Wall is.
Enemy tag.
Keep drone down. There's a lot of presence, actually. They hear this rotation with the footsteps. Drone's going to be broken.
Does he want to go for this?
Oxy can get out if he chooses to.
Just jumped over the wall.
Over the top. They're going to try and double play this one. Forward.
You blocked me! You saved me!
Of the game. Plays in net.
Like everything is going C9's way. It's actually wild.
Now the map has just exploded. MIBR is scrambling to close off the middle here.
Try and pick up any sort of information they can.
Oh,
and kills are foul.
Jinx.
Cortese again to be that difference maker.
Jinx is real.
Oxy and net cleaned up. In through main, Shanum.
What was that? Don't let it rip?
Cloud9 players are going to be steadily walking into him, and they are
God damn.
closing in the net. MIBR working their way in behind. Critical kill. Shanum collects that one, leaves it into the 2v2, and are they going to be expecting this fast off onto the flank? Cosmic Divide cuts up the sight. Stalled out here by the Thorns for now, buying time for MIBR to get these rotates. It's all about whether or not they expect Aspas to be in a position that he's in. Steel Garden is good. Even better, denying all these weapons, and Aspas has been given that perfect timing again. Immediately capitalizes, and it leaves it all to Zephyr. Very difficult spot to be placed in. 1v2. Aspas not choosing to play main, just trying to play tucked up close here. Spike, defuse in order, already found the first one.
Damn!
The kill on top of it for Cortesia. He doesn't stop.
Nice
Those
try.
are the rounds that MIBR have been losing all half. And finally, in one of these close ones, Cortesia pulls it across the line in the 1v1 and somehow wins that one.
Cortesia's
ridiculous start to the round from C9.
I think they just stayed there in that mid connector for a little bit too long. I love what they were cooking, Oxy and Net. The way that they went past the wall, the updraft to play Net in, it was all magic. But then sticking in that spot, you're worried about way too many angles. I think they just needed a bit more proactivity in a moment like that.
He's definitely talking shit right there.
Great credit to Cortesia too, because cleaning both of those
broke his
kills
monitor.
as quickly
He
as
smashed his
did,
desk so hard his monitor turned off.
Zephyr, who's been on fire. Yeah, mad credit.
Well, operational.
No, you're gonna.
Alter just kind of got stifled a little bit by that tech pause.
Blocking sight.
Quick dash forwards. Doubled up with the TP to regain a bit of A main control here for Cloud9.
MIBR wants to look to re-clear mid. Drone gets broken out though, and
Free.
they put a lot of pressure onto A. Spike still not committed to anything yet though.
I like this in terms of the C9 attack macro though. They keep Zephyr inserted over here, gives them options to return back over to A.
It's so powerful when you have a Yoru on the insert too. Can stay longer than other agents and TP back, but MIBR, they're gonna go for their second mid re-clear of the round, and they might have a brawl.
Very proactive. They're going to be meeting a lot of presence, as you mentioned. That brawl, the timing is taken against them. And
Oxy with two? Where?
Clean off. Oxy rifle in hands, now making moves. Quick play over towards A. Now look at the shortest one up as well. A fight to potentially be taken. It really is Shanum on a bit of an island. Updraft though, how do you deal with that one? It's a high-low setup, and Oxy Clean sweep so far. He's looking for E.
Ooh!
Ace! Ace on
Dash.
the cards. Dash
30
active.
seconds left.
You know this guy is hunting, clamoring for it. He knows
Vic!
it, and Vic steals it away.
Tragic.
All smiles.
Tragic.
All
No,
smiles
no,
on my
all
ass.
smiles.
Oxy's
Well,
pissed.
some smile.
That's a smile of like, haha, yeah, thanks, man.
Haha, yeah, we won the
Nice,
round. Fuck
appreciate
my
it.
ace.
Working for iBuyPower, why are you upset?
This 2K from Oxy seals the deal for what should be the map at this point.
What the fuck?
That-
Why is Wyatt
that attack's like
tweaking?
calling where you
Why is
move
Wyatt
back
tweaking
into
on the
mid to try to
mic?
catch the reaction.
Why is Wyatt tweaking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he said no there at the end. I don't think he was saying woo.
Followed it with the woo after that.
He did.
Still a little excited about that one, but
Wyatt, if you know the meme, you know the meme, bro.
If they need to win 3 rounds in a row, this one's going to be the toughest.
If you don't know the meme,
and
please don't
Oxy
comment.
spot the outlaw. Makes the task even harder with 3 of these players on half.
IYKYK.
I think you need to ask for another Osboss round here. He has a hero rifle. He has the full armor.
No complaints on the way the Cloud9 are playing it. Bit of A pressure. Pulls these MIBR players heavy over towards this site.
YOWSG
Macro
UNC.
game has been good. The prep game as well, on
WSG
top of it, to be honest. Cloud9 have been very
WU.
well versed.
Okay, I gotta stop. I'm fucking bugging out.
What to expect.
MIBR on B playing much more hard anchor setup than we saw from C9. There's Cortez here, just going for that little jump.
Match point,
spot
C9, chill.
as Mitch tries to keep players anchored to A.
Yep, hit's going to be coming through though, and Aspas is going to be the one to take that contact, and point still delayed, stalled out, at least by the
Updraft?
for now. Shuriken into your face.
Oh, he misses that, or a
First
smoke, but...
updraft, dash up and over with a flash to supplement. Oxy is trying to be set up nice and cleanly here. Snap to the side,
It's kind of a
in your face,
6 split.
too much to overcome. Even if you are Aspas, that heaven control is going to be vital now. Oxy lays claim to it, lays
GG.
siege to it. MIBR slowly being
Weren't
closed
MIBR
out.
winning?
Any chances of taking this
C9
map?
just manifested, for real.
More than dwindling at this point. 13 seconds, plenty of time to get this plant down.
I know exactly.
But a play has to be made, and Shanem just not capable of doing it. Big reveal on Artisan. It's the last one left.
MIBR was up 4-0.
It's
Yeah.
all up to him to stay alive in this map for his team.
3. Oh, it's off Sova.
And Cloud9 know
2.
it. Can play a more disciplined game
Now.
here. Wait for him to take the peek
GG.
into him, and the off angle from Mitch is enough to seal it up here nice and early in this series. First map of Pearl going away at Cloud9.
And a
That's so
statement win for
easy
them.
for them.
MIBR was 5.
Anything else?
Okay. All right. And Zeppa has his 10th
Not a
life.
hickey.
That'll be great.
My bad.
These are the best camp videos from the past 10 years.
Ты ко мне лезть. Не надо. Ах ты.
Oh!
Boy. You can't even. What are you hitting him with? You have no other arm.
Oh my god.
What did you just say?
Huh.
This cat is not being harmed in any way and truly enjoys doing this trick.
It's a little flip.
Part 2, double mom hug. Fatty
What the fuck?
Oh, it's
Fatty
What the fuck?
oh, it's cold.
These people use their cat to catch a bug.
Yes, girl.
Oh my god!
Hi, how you doing?
Babe, are you hungry? Say yeah.
She came home after petting a cat that her cat absolutely hates.
What is going on?
This is Aries, who is a cat that was born with hyperextended rear legs. He isn't in any pain and is pretty much a normal cat in every other way.
Oh.
Are you gonna pray or someone else is gonna pray?
This, you can do it. You can do it, Snowball. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
This cat seems to have adopted this monkey.
Simple question. We're on to Cloud9's map pick of Lotus. What are you doing to make sure we can bring it to
This. Alright.
Your chance I hit the shot.
Steps on A.
Don't peek me.
You had your fun. My turn.
Ready.
One enemy remaining.
Now 4.
That's a drop.
Nice. One more.
One enemy remaining.
Damn.
Spike down B.
The light, baby.
Hey queens, we got the banana boat. Everyone's been talking about this recently. Slay. So like, let's get a first up going. Purr, fire.
Go defuse it, dude.
I see. What the fuck? You mean your ult's not ready? Why are you trying to pop your ult, brother? What am I? What the?
Oh, winnable.
Long guarding.
Oh, Ryan. Hey, too bad you ain't got it though. Oh, 0.01, 0.01. No! Fuck!
No, stop it, stop it. Enough. Enough.
Don't make me.
All right. Let's go back to it. Fuck it.
Don't make me blood. Don't make me blush.
Isn't even roleplay. Basically, I did anal during Cars 3.
All right. Actually, that's enough.
I pick up Lotus as well, so you know it's decent territory.
Every time I go back,
good
it just
for them,
doesn't
right?
fucking
If
stop,
they
bro.
win this second map here, they clinch playoffs, and
It's enough.
that
It's
would be such a
enough.
big moment.
You win if they
Finally, win every playoffs and don't perform.
They were so close to
All
making
right.
it to Tokyo in that
Let's
first
skip this clip and see the next one. I give it one more chance.
Yo, chill, yo.
Is it another pause? Brothers farming clips, dude.
just charge my house.
One of your teammates is injury. We're missing one. We can't hit him. He's insane.
Oh my god, I spilled! Oh my god! I spilled it everywhere. On the Rolex too, bro.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, it's on the mouse pad, bro.
The fuck's
oh my
insane.
God, man. Oh, on my G, bro, too. Oh my god. It was Sprite too, not water. It was Sprite. Wait. Breaking this dart.
I love the music. I love. Wait, that's me. The fuck? I whiffed that.
Wait. Breaking this dart.
Hey, what the?
Wait. Breaking this dart.
Oh, I was lagging. I was lagging.
Here's like come 3 or
Fucking Screwface, nerdy ass. Yeah, I just got 2 in the vent. What are these guys doing going through the hole? I was just holding the hole and the 2 of them came through.
And I
always
have some.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got 2 in the vent. What are these guys doing going through the hole? I was just holding the hole and the 2 of them came through.
And I
always
have some.
Wait. Why is Valorant not funny like this anymore? I don't know. Maybe it is. I haven't played.
Thing to say.
I'll actually give 10 for a 30-second hardcore twerk. Actually.
No shot.
Say swear.
Fuck, we don't have another duelist? I have to actually run out?
30 seconds?
No. I can't dash out A, I have an outlaw.
Neon on Lotus.
Big switch up.
And both comps are...
That's where I draw the line, brother. That's where I draw the line for real this time. This is where I draw the line for real. That's enough of that shit, bro. That's enough, dude. Yo, watch that shit on your own time. I ain't watching it. I am not watching it! I am not watching it! I don't give a fuck! I don't give a fuck! I'm gonna close my eyes so you guys can watch it. I'm just fucking kidding. No one's watching it. We're going live.
Pistol round here, Brent. 3 players ready to defend against a potential B hit. And this, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what C9 are going for here, but they're certainly looking to pressure B early while taking mount control.
IBR holding down a fault line. Salvos as well. As soon as Aspas takes contact, which
Aspas
might be shortly.
Aspas
Drone spots it. Fault line to follow, and here's Aspas swinging wide to the side. Stun.
Ooh,
Help
Oxy.
him out here, but narrowly avoided. And
Oxy.
Juked, and Oxy. It's been a chaotic situation. 2 picks for him.
Cortez still has wall on C.
Good Molly.
Attempt to slow this one down. Stall it out, try and get
Good
these
jump.
rotations all the way back in, leaping into the fight like a salmon upstream. Able to trade out these kills into a 2v2 now with a pistol round. Net plant down. There's no stopping this one, and control towards CT is called for.
And a push.
Oh yeah. All the way deep as well.
Timing.
Oh my god, just missing the moment there. Just
Net
seeing
dies.
spotting the shoulders. Net. He's taking a bullet there for his brethren. That was meant for Vic.
Wait, they're coming
Now
double
forced
back
to
off flank.
away, isolated into this fight here. Paranoid up. Can't
How's
see
he alive?
much.
How's he alive?
In this spot, it's
Is
going
this
to
a good spot or no? Is this a decent spot?
Tucked up now, tight to pillar. It's all a gamble. It's all
It's all you!
Banking on, spotted, right click.
Imagine he killed him falling.
Round, man.
Ooh.
Just dropping off, and Werner, watchful eye onto the perch, so it's going to be able to get that defuse.
Damn, nice try.
C9, their push into spawn there was maybe a bit further than I would have liked from them. I'm not sure exactly what the call was in this kind of situation. Oxy did a great job of avoiding this trap play. It looked like Aspas had outplayed him, but Oxy managed to wiggle around and even get 2 out of that. But here, as it got down to the 2v2, sorry, Vic may have just stretched himself out just a little bit too far there, trying to take the fight into spawn.
I do like that opening from MIBR, though, setting up the trap play on B. Ends up being very effective to get those 2 kills. combining the util to get full coverage of that space. Is this round, it's going to be a fight towards Mount.
I am anticipating that we see some massive rubble fights at some point in this game.
Oxy, go through.
But the meta has trended often on Lotus away from them. They're super high variance, and so you'll often see the attacking teams try to take mount control and then re-clear rubble, which is somewhat what Oxy's trying to do here, but I don't think he's expecting too much success when he's got a Sheriff against, you know, whatever weaponry MIBR might have.
Playing this Neon means you have no Yoru clone to deal with that Vise wall.
Ecos, get your ecos.
Bodies to take it down.
Oh, a bit of spam from Cortesia goes a long way.
Only 20 bullets.
Avoids most of it. Oh, players running him down. 20
Bruno,
bullets did
Bruno.
play a part in it, as you said, maybe as well on top of it. Just not quite enough ammunition to plant down here. Mitch hard committing, hard sticking. A bit of stray bullets of the Guardian shots, almost laying claim to a couple of kills. Cloud9 to plant. That's all they were really looking for. Repeat occurring, but all cleaned up in the end here. So MBR.
All right.
Good
First gun
nice
bonus coming up
here, getting 2 rounds underneath them.
This map trends really fairly heavily attack-sided, but I think the Neon adds an extra wrinkle.
Would you rather be Faker or LeBron, brother?
Even more effective at going for flood retakes than you would be with other compositions. Osmox is almost always going to be able to rotate over into time. Be ready to actually get out on site. And that's especially true when you're playing this Vise, having some of the strongest stall users.
Why are you guys spamming Faker? I think Faker would say LeBron.
Probably, despite having excellent exec power, are going to have to sometimes play these slower rounds, try and set up pivots into B and really work to get rid of their opponent's
But he already is Faker, to be fair.
Same defense, trap over towards B from MIBR by the look of things. This time maybe triggered off Aspas contact, whereas C9...
Faker knows LeBron, but LeBron doesn't know Faker.
Wall up and over, there's no pushback from MIBR. As you mentioned, they already at least were set up for the B main aggro, fault line, sent flying forwards along with the salvos. That's to disrupt Zephyr. Tucked to that spot here. Paranoia though, still going to be sweeping into the back of the side.
What?
Shinham is no more. Quickly taken care of. Plant now for Cloud9 on top of it. Cortesia is making himself known. Getting tripped up in the process. Util's going to be used pound for pound here to try and stall this one out. Maybe I'm still going to make a decent go at this one here.
I'd rather be Tarek, passive income, final boss.
Faces, trying to cross past this one is difficult at best, yet still making the most of it. MIBR. Still, there's a path to be paved. And
wait.
It's paved in blood at this point. Vardaz making the most, and good with the movement. At least to stay alive for a moment there from Aspas. Yet Vic is doing the most. 3 kills so far into the round. Cortesia noted. Not much more you can do from this spot. A bit more economical damage.
Faker is top 1 in what he does. LeBron is not even top 3. LeBron is 40 years old. He's been doing it for 20 years.
C9 easily cleaning this one up, though, when all's said and done. And Cortesia just slumps his way to his knees into the spike.
I do like this look from C9, ready to accelerate really quickly through tree. A lot of the times you will.
LeBron's been the top of his league for almost double the time Faker's been pro.
Through Baby Door and are really trying to
alive, sorry.
Before the
no,
attackers
wait.
can get onto the
anyway,
site.
fix that for me.
Pathing heavy through tree, they can isolate that site anchor and take them down before support can properly arrive. You know Oxy's going to be good for those kills.
Aspas has the operator looking over towards C. C9, rubble take again. Is what's
LeBron lived long enough to have his own hit on his team. Will Faker live to see that day?
Rather than further in, so Shenom's going to survive at least for a little longer. He was the player that got caught anchoring the A side previously, so he's going to be hyper aware that...
You think little Faker is going to be playing with Faker?
Yeah, it's going to go into a B split, it looks like. Release the option for it. Cloud9 don't like what they see. Smokes propped up, blooming. Gonna try and break some of this util, and that's Baby Door.
Lock in, you're not even watch partying?
Down.
Honestly,
Cortesia's going to be here.
Right, my bad. Chill.
Facing his way. Main control is pretty essential.
The beginning of the match is slower usually,
the heavy
though.
pressure towards revolving door means that C9 had to spend, or MIBR had to spend a lot of time re-clearing. They're only now.
I'm here at a distance.
Heaven, the first
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Smoke's going to be dissipating at some point.
Any moment.
Laying down some util. They know the timings inherently, and as the door's opened up, well, let's go on for a bit of exploration. Quick snap to the side. Hospital flick to dodge the flash, but not enough to dodge the bullets. It's going even ever so slightly. Still player disadvantage, but Cloud9 may be able to equalize. Zephyr weaving in and out. Armageddon at your feet. Nowhere to stand, nowhere to hide. You gotta wait out that ult though.
Behind
Plenty
you.
Of time on a clock to make the go of this one for Cortesia.
Cortesia's just Mr. 2K today. The amount of rounds where he has somehow managed to win out in 1v2 situations.
Will my son watch party with me too?
See it back how he managed to pull that off.
It looked very chaotic.
Wait, what is that?
It looked like there might have been potential for C9 to slow that one down, just ever so slightly. But take a look at it here in the replay again. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty nasty.
It is nasty. The double face there towards the end to play the 2v1 is not, it's not necessarily a bad call, but they could have, I think, forced Cortesia to make the moment happen for him rather than...
I want to just have a different viewer just watch party in my presence, or not my presence.
All gas, no brakes.
As substitution for me. Every day is going to be someone else watch partying for me in here.
There's a player waiting, watching. Ult online already ripped out and taken out in the blink of an eye. 4v4 for the opening of this round. Smoke up and around, leaping into the fight again. Set to his team for a bit of success there. Zephyr with the cleanup and the trade instantaneous at that. Jump spot is good.
He's going up. He's going up.
Aspas trying to take a fight.
No, he made noise. Who made noise?
These players down right now, but do you really want to contest with this guy right now? Zephyr, last one left.
Oh my God.
Back-to-back rounds. C9 create the chaos. They send it on these wild rounds, and then honestly failed to thrive in some of the chaos they end up bringing through.
Shen not being able to pick up that kill is vitally important, I think.
Who made noise in the row?
Such a tip of the spear for the team in these kind of spots. If you let him get going,
let's go.
Can get dangerous.
We'll have 3 ultimates.
Oh.
That they
All
do.
right. Cortezio getting fired up, though, as well, making sure that he's keeping his team on the right straight and narrow in terms of the calling and what's important for them heading forwards.
Here we go again. This time different pathing. He's headed towards Baby Door.
Are they all talking in English for Verno?
Immediately breaking that one open, but it's a counter. Stunning!
Oh.
Bucky's in play, still followed up and cleaned up, and it's a rifle.
Yeah, that's Aura.
Quick plant now down onto the B site. Rapid plays by Cloud9 seems to be the name of the game. And Vic is hyper-aggressive. Could be trying to take this peek into him. Aspas! Straight transfer.
You know, are kind of getting owned, but
he's just doing... Definitely done enough damage, and to this point for Cloud9, Zephyr and Net, last ones have to stand against most of this. Aspas.
Wow.
Away in a quick snap to
1v3
the side.
Net.
Dismisses and deals with Zephyr almost
What?
single-handedly and baiting Net out wide.
That was just an eco, but this is the third round now in a row where C9 have full sent off the rip, got themselves a solid opening and position into sight, but then in their post plan have tried to continue that momentum forward into a deep fight, into spawn, into link, and have ended up losing the round off of the trades because of that.
Yeah, it's the fight over there towards Waterfall that just goes so badly for them. And I think MMBR look really happy to play at this higher tempo, which wasn't something I was necessarily expecting. I think C9 more naturally, we assume, are going to thrive in the chaotic situations because they're the ones that are creating
Does DVW mean don't be weird?
The case.
Buddy, these barriers are going down, and I'm seeing 5v4 in terms of the players. There's a stun immediately to try and dissipate some of this action, take a bit of bite out of the round, but as you peek past that one into the fray, Rolling Thunder, pushing them all the way back. This is MIBR, look at it equalize. Succeeded at least at that first level of the plan, but now battle lines being drawn out, a bit of a stalemate being called for now.
Pretty sure the openings of these rounds would kill a Victorian child if you showed it to them. Just chaos every which way. For the first time, though, it's a bit slower. C9 slow down, send the drone back towards C, and now look to retake space into A. They're heading towards the operator, though.
Yeah, Verno's holding it steady. Hand is required for the moment, and, well, just can't quite adjust in time. Bit of a micro flick missing off to the side here. Forced way out of the line of sight, so he potentially would have looked to take.
I know exactly. Swapped it for the Vandal, though, didn't he? So now Ned gets into a position where he can use his ultimate. They realize that the A site is pretty empty, but both initiators from MMBR could try to flood.
Up through heaven, Armageddon as well. You can use this one to try and...
Oh, he needs to do it.
Forwards, the goal.
Pivot to B.
Yeah, to try and push them back in, and now straight over towards B as well.
Don't go up yet.
Roundabouts.
Nice call.
Zephyr being left.
You make noise.
MMBR don't really know where this has ended. They've lost track.
Cloud9 just holding as well. I think they were waiting for the smoke.
I think they heard Zephyr.
Actually hard committed.
I don't know though.
And now play goes backwards once more. Still
Wait, he could have got out, I thought.
Cloud9. Not too many guns to use here. Got to rely onto the util and just try and buy time. But a Zephyr lurk all the way through. But Vic has already fallen. Fault line is waiting. Net's going to be in front of this though. As soon as this one gets sent flying, there it is. Forwards once more. Ardas in, sticking. They don't really know what to expect from where these players are. And the salvas are not coming out in time. That's half already onto the defuse. You're going to try and preempt this one. Send the salvas out nice and early. Cortesia a tap, pulling these players out wide. Cloud9. The positions are noted.
Zephyr had to get a kill before he used his rockets.
This
I think they had to. But he doesn't know. They don't know. I guess.
There from Zephyr, decent go of things in the end, but MIBR are in control even when it gets scrappy.
They're doing such a good job of handling these chaotic rounds, finding their moment to slow things down and play the retakes the way they want to do it.
This one was quite different, though, to the previous rounds. Normally, MIBR have had their opening because somebody on C9 or two players on C9 tried to fight aggro and get into a pretty pushed-up spot. This time, MMBR
talking in English, straight up.
People setting the tempo with that nice ultimate that really triggered the go button, and yet they still find a ton of success. Cloud9 have got to be scratching
better
their
English
heads
than
here,
me.
'cause what do you do if you play passive in the post plant? That hasn't been working. If you're playing aggressive, they can't find the right timing to disrupt MIBR. What is the adjustment here? Because they're getting into the sites, they're getting the plant down, and yet 5 out of the 6 rounds they've lost have been retakes.
I'd like to see them maybe show a little slower rounds and try and threaten lurk up into the mid round here. Be that putting pressure over towards B or dealing with this Vice util on C. Pretty much every round that wall has managed to stay up, meaning MIBR can very quickly rotate and put all their attention towards playing the flood retake on A and B, which has just been killing C9 thus far. The issue, though, you don't have a lot of amazing tools to deal with that. Gonna just have the stingers this round, though.
Coming into the match, Zeppa leads all Tejo players in VCT Americas in ACS at 200.
What's that picture of Zeppa?
Imi was talking about Zeppa, you know, having his, what, 17th life game or something.
We're going for 18.
Anyone want to queue rivals? Guys, someone in the chat is looking for a duo and
in kickoff.
Orixis, what's your rank?
And then still managed to get back to the Zeppa average of the 1.0 rating.
You're going to see a brawl once more here. It's a bloodbath over towards A Rebel. Bit of evade and switch, seeing if they can pull some of this util out blind as anything. Oxy is just slowly crawling towards
He's Diamond
it,
2, looking for duo and rivals. Someone play with him.
I've got cooking and set
He missed the whole run.
Vic somehow in the midst of all of this
That was Zico, right?
way out of dodge.
I'm good. All right, my bad.
He's on defense with an op.
Picked up the stinger. Gonna be waiting for you though. How do you deal with all of this? Aspas happy to be the sacrificial lamb just to seal this one up. 7-1 now for MIBR. They've firmly ran away with the half.
Brazil.
Bit of a happier 7-1 for the Brazilians.
Literally every time.
It is every time.
It's hard not to.
How many years has it been since that semi-final game?
We're not going to be let back into the country.
I mean, we've got to find a different one. Surely.
We love Brazil.
Imi is not on Cloud9 at the moment, is he? He's...
They're getting long. What the fuck, dude?
That's a horrible fuck.
Yeah.
He is on Cloud9 still.
Artazine picks up the operator. As breach.
Listen, guys, reset. Fight to be taken. Stun tucked up.
Woo!
Too much.
Big. He's been playing ridiculous. Damn. Ask and you shall receive, huh?
This is just unreal stuff.
ADS one tap.
Cloud9 when they needed it
Nah, play
most.
smart.
What magicians have you been going to see? I
don't want to know, mate.
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
Cortezio 1v3?
Just
Impossible.
go into that quantity of rubble fights. One's eventually got to have
tried jinxing, I
a
won't
huge
lie.
play coming out of somebody to turn it around. Vic tried the same play when they had the stingers in the previous round.
Because Brazil
Like
lost to
super
1-7
deep
to
double
Germany in
teleport to be
Football
able to
World
kinda
Cup,
get
if you're
behind
wondering what they're referring
Although
since you don't know
This
sports.
is different.
Are you fucking stupid?
So clean from Vic there.
Yeah, just do that again, then.
If they're starting to get the read on the rubble fights, then maybe it'll make a difference. But the best case scenario here is still a 7-5 lost half.
But as you said it yourself earlier on, when you're rubble fighting every round, you have really high variance in the round. It comes down to the brawl, and they've had enough
You
for rubble.
passive-aggressive
Still
son of a
sending
bitch.
the neon there. But the brunt
You
of the
little
forces of
EU
both
cuck.
teams instead.
It's soccer,
ushered
first of all.
towards C, and it's a
And second of all,
quiet
I already knew.
attack from MIBR.
Yeah, MIBR fully in control, aren't they, in terms of the game plans? The way that they're setting this one up feels like they're in the comms almost. Salvo's at your feet. You have to really respect that now. If you are Aspas and he's dodging, shoot most of the stun coming his way.
Where's
Oxy
Oxy entering?
help out.
Who is he
Over the
entering
shoulder there,
for?
straight bullets and Oxy
He's being sent to his death.
drop.
There's still Thorns front B. C9 is not going to be able to call this pivot immediately.
It is the nerfed version of the Thorns, though. So they've
It's
got a
football because you
slightly
use your
earlier
foot,
entry.
dumbass. Yeah.
Dissipating now,
And
finally.
it's hand deck because you
Lane
use your
claims
hand.
to the B side.
Good fucking
Snap
one,
turn out
dude.
wide, has to be
Real
broken.
fucking
Will
good,
do just
dude.
that. And where we going, man? Swings and roundabouts. You're just making mad pivots all over the
Oh,
bloody
they're all
place.
blind.
And they're trying to go in through baby door. Shanum. Sky could be more than a menace right now. TP just to try and
On
back
top.
himself away, and his Cloud9 players are being corralled, picked to pieces.
Damn it, dude.
Chomped.
Dude,
After a bit.
these guys gotta stop picking
And that's a
Lotus.
flawless
Oh
round
my
from
God.
MIBR.
Haven last
I mean,
map
they were
though,
like
that's fun. I like that.
Shepherd's man.
I just watched a manhunt. I mean, LA's known for car chases, not normally like this, but all the way across the map, MIBR just runs them
Nice
down.
hairline? What do you mean nice hairline? Is it looking good today?
I think you could see the awareness right from the beginning as to where C9 wanted to go with the breach ultimate, right? You see the way that Aspas is set up. He's looking to try to get
Big
an
ass,
up
man.
pick.
I was trying to run after, then your big ass in front of me.
You are so funny, Aspas. You are
He's
so
looking
funny.
to try to get the up pick
That's my
right before
goat.
the breach ult comes through.
Laugh, you
Another
son of...
fight
Laugh,
towards A.
laugh!
Seen this round many a
He's
time
laughing,
before.
you're laughing. I don't care.
Almost breaking the door nice and early here. Oxy's trying to get ahead of most of this. He's been dying first in a lot of these engagements. There's that counter util as well for the refight, and it's called for MIBR on top of it all.
What's happening right now? Describe it in 3 words.
Blinds it up, still ult into the hands of Aspas. Hungry hunting.
They've switched the sides of the
It's
map.
3v2, by the way.
Spike drop down into the middle of nowhere.
Vic has his ult to recover that spike, but he's completely
Describe it in
separated
3
from
words.
that.
You're not getting fucked. I like
Just
it.
missing the stray shot.
I like
MIBR.
it.
It's a series of unknowns, really, just in terms of where Vic's playing, but he reveals his hand anyway, opening up the door. Aspas does not really care for it. TP up and above, behind.
Oh, Vic has ult.
Clean up in the trade, but still a lot more obstacles to try and overcome if you are Vic.
Oh, he's got the ultimate now.
The ult, but he needs to try and find a safe place to use it. He's not even given any of it. Verno, quick to hunt him down.
Last round.
Giving him the Tetlings at the end as well. What's that about? A little bit of beef. 9-2 up. This has been
Do you
way
love tap?
more one-sided than I would have expected. After what we saw in the previous map, where it was back and forth basically the entire time. 13-9 finish. And this is Cloud9's map pick as well. Sure, I thought there would be some like high variance
I have,
going on, but this has been
I watched Rangers versus Devils
coming out on
once.
top.
Rangers versus Devils.
Back to the well for Cloud9. This time, just sending 2 players instead. Probably looking to turn this into a B split.
Just trying to condition, like they've got the brunt of their forces over towards that area. Paranoia swoops forwards, though it spells it out nice and pretty. The Thorns sidestep for now. Cloud9 have access to front B. These A players could really do some damage. Oxy's already removed one of them. Rolling Thunder to try and disrupt this one. Plan not going to be going down. A bit of raw spam as well coming in through the main choke points. And okay, we're going to be pivoting back over towards A.
Yeah, they'll have a clean post plan here. It's going to be a second before MIBR's rechargeables come back online.
Oh.
Fast realizing it. A lot of contact to be caught up top there. And Aftershock to swing. Mitch sets him up nicely.
They have a chance.
Trying to
They win pistol
in terms of the player
in this round.
positions. It's broken, so they know the rough position of that is in. Still ults are available.
That's all. He's gonna ult now.
He's considering it now. Armageddon held ready, lying in wait, and there it is. It's going to be buying even more time. Well placed. Slight pocket to play in, but time is being bled out, and the refight up towards heaven is even better still. For Cloud9, they're going to deal with Cortesia, and this guy is not stopping and not slowing down. Time is against him, though.
My God.
My. Net just delivers it. Bullet to the head.
Finally, in round 12,
Not even close?
Cloud9 get the round that you're looking for, where they bait the plant onto B, draw out that attempt at a flood defend with the breach ult there that you're just witnessing, and find that safe pivot into the A site where they can actually play a bit more of a solid post-plant setup. And even then it gets a bit dangerous with Cortesia at the end.
Oxy finds a key kill in that round after having a rough half, just sending it in time after time.
I'll take 3.
You heard it from them. They'll take 3. We'll see what Cloud9 can do to try and crawl their way back, but MIBR are determined to send us to that 3rd map. We're going to be finding out after this.
Oh, so Barzine Cortesia.
Where the teams are performing better on their opponent's map pick.
It's a different team on attack, but no different with the Neon Breach Teo here.
Okay, here we go. Massive pistol for C9. A chance to back into the game as they aggress on the C mounds. Net lighting up Arzine. Cortesia strikes back onto Vic. Oxy trying to get into the match, but he just can't find the footing. Makes net 1v2. I can't. It's too fast.
Clean up and at least follow up.
I can't.
Putting a bit of a vice grip on them. Shanum. Signs of life for him. He's barely there. He's got the spike in his hand, so he's going to be able to scurry away and potentially get.
All right, Shannon wins this. You go bald.
There's a chance to make it winnable.
Scott's got you. Bald haircut is their specialty.
Paranoia, but no safe position to use it from. He's just got to hit some ridiculous headshots.
Yeah, this is the spot that he's been placed in, as you mentioned. And Cloud9
Wait a minute.
Giving anything away for free. Still there's a chance.
Timing! Timing!
Looking the other way at things. Smoke propped up. Just out to the side here.
Oh,
sticking this one onto
my.
The Paranoia. Forward still. It's already just being stuck all the way.
What the hell is Blood doing?
One round for Cloud9. Consolation kills at the end of the day for Shannon.
Bit tragic there for Shannon. If he was slightly wider on the angle
and
hit
you're
the
bald.
shot on the player defusing first, no doubt he would have won that
Wait,
round.
no, you're not bald.
But instead, C9 stick things through.
Never mind. You're not bald. You're fine.
After losing pretty much every one of these chaotic brawls in the first half on their Rebel fights.
I'm balding. I'm not bald.
Critical one here to get the pistol.
Open your eyes, buddy.
Faith that you're going to stick the defuse there.
Yes, let's go.
That's a round that Cloud9 needed to get back into it. Absolutely.
Vic is the best player on C9. Hot take or no? I think Vic has been in the best form on C9.
Stampeding towards
Don't tell Oxy I said this though.
Trip set up. Oh my God! But they are in so early.
It's the kitchen sink. And ricocheting backwards, man. Aspas is being slingshotted. TP's in, up and over towards the top here. Blind.
Lord almighty, Vic! After it's been 3 seconds.
They claim to it.
Like,
Spike
fuck
potentially
me.
going down, straight bullets just missing, so extension now earned. Pocket change on top of it, but MIBR not content with that. They want the round win. Trying to press the advantage. Util being used out towards the back
my
here.
God.
But the weapons picked up.
Why is this round
MIBR not able to
hard?
carve out too much more from it. Verno and Adson. Adson on an island. He's left alone. Verno miles away. Salva's going to be pointing them.
What is brother cooking?
If he even choose to use it there to try and dislodge them. But yeah, it's a little bit too late for that.
You have to die. You?
So a good anti-eco for C9 here.
No, you don't.
MIBR with an opportunity to
No, you don't.
knock this momentum. Really early.
Not an attack.
If they can pull something aggressive like that
They
out, but
defused
with
the bomb.
rifles in hand,
I was confused too. Valid
you
question
saw
marks.
that C9 were not ready for that tempo. The thing that actually saved them in this round was the fact that
They
had
defused the
superior
bomb so you could
weaponry.
save.
But Vic was pure backpedaling on the defensive C. He was not ready for how
When the
fast
bomb
Aspas
blows
was in his
up.
face.
And a heavy clash
Fucking
about
big
to
chat, am I
occur
right?
once more. Rinse and repeat out towards a rubble. Patience played by MIBR to begin with.
Oh, we saw him.
They want to try and play this one nice and slow, and they do have the Util for a re-clear, but Vic, the paranoia, or posture, force them to respect the angles. MIBR now going to be going for it. Second
Vic?
wave of the approach.
I'll never
Seems to be
compliment him
fading,
again.
You don't have the weapon.
Vic is
Hands
shit,
really
I'm
deal
just
with
kidding.
Most of that one still stun. Ricocheting out
Oxy?
towards their side as bodies
Oxy?
to be found. Players toppled. Cloud9 still
Oxy?
right from behind. It's Oxy with a quick return. Even
Cortesia.
faster reactions. Spike down and out. Cortesia just
Wow.
off bullets. One through the wall. Not
Oxy
enough to
heard me
get it all
talking
done.
shit.
4-piece for Oxy in this one, and this is now 9-6 momentum building here for Cloud9.
If you sell a story of a comeback on this defensive side, it has to start with Oxy. Had a rough go at things with these Rebel fights in the first half, but
You guys remember that time Oxy was in a 1v4 and I said 100 gifted and he won the
awareness
clutch?
to turn and face Shannon. And definitely going to be building the confidence back.
Don't know if you caught it there in the replay, but that is a sad little neon wall that just ran into root and didn't go anywhere. And so the entirety of
Abyss,
MIBR
yeah.
were just left out in the open. I think
Did
somehow
I give him the 100 gifted?
Aspas's wall just
Yeah.
disappeared. And here we go,
Of course
this
I
set
did.
play.
Oh my, there's
Lots
not
of
slowing
teams
down,
love
but
it.
What the
I mean, it's a
fuck?
set play, but not coordinated with too much more past that point. Shannon has immediately dealt with trips. Not going to be too much of an issue here. MIBR find themselves a nice little section. Pieces
Nice try,
behind here with the
Jill.
flag going down as
We
well
see what
with
you're
Cloud9.
cooking.
Setting themselves up now for the retake with Oxy's ult in hand. One stun to Ricochet. Aftershock and Thorns already being used here. Blinds in your face. Aspas glides to the side, hoping to
Oh,
catch
he's
that
on.
timing here.
Aspas
Still trying to
on.
control this space, but could be
That
hitting the other end of the shotgun.
is not
Made it to
cringe.
mincemeat on the other side of things here. Now the
What the fuck?
Oxy's
He got body
momentum
blocked. He couldn't
completely
slide.
stalled out, but the bullets
Wow.
raining them down
Wait,
with lead.
C9 are
A bit of
cooking.
fire and fury here. It's Cloud9 up to that 7th round now. What I said earlier about that momentum being on their side, there's no denying it at this point.
Dasner somewhere
When Shen
smiling
dies at
from
the
ear
very
to
start
ear.
of the round like that, you're kind of cooked. It's not that you're missing the smokes, but you're also just missing the paranoia that you'd love to use in some kind of post-plant situation. And MIBR have run this round before. I remember them running a very similar thing at kickoff. I assume it was against 100 Thieves, but I can't exactly recall. But their coordination on this play
Wait, they're
does
like
not
laughing
make
and
sense.
smiling, giggling, kicking their feet
it's
and shit
really
now.
far off. You have all the freedom to focus on Shannon before the site.
He's
hit
having
actually
so much
comes
fun with
through.
the
There are
judge.
definitely teams that run that same strategy with a lot better coordination.
Oh
And
no,
MIBR
Verno's trying to tweak out
are going
again.
to call their own timeout now. 4 rounds in a row lost here. And from MIBR, what we've seen a lot from them thus far is they haven't been sending it quite as much as C9 did in their first half. A couple of these rounds just feigning early aggression into A, then going for the re-clear plays. Round 15 was pretty effective there, almost got the win off of it. But C9's retakes have been on point.
The body
Verno's
language
praying
has
to
been
get dropped.
from MIBR. I mean, maybe I'm just reading too much into Verno when he's, you know, a new addition to the team and he's having to adapt to the comm system as well.
That was a good one.
But he has
That
looked
was
a bit stressed
Okay,
today.
see, that was a good one.
And MIBR are not having the greatest run
drop
of
me,
things
please
here. I
drop
mean, they were
me.
up great at the halftime, 9-3, and now suddenly there's a game again that they have to fend off a comeback.
These are the moments where the pressure is on for Artisan. He only picked up the
I think Finesse is the LeBron of Valorant. I think Finesse is closer to Aspas than you are to him.
His first team filling into that role.
That's my answer to your
Young
question.
player is, it's back to what we've seen a million times before, Bren.
Yep. Yeah,
Into
but
the skirmish.
this time with the Odin.
Yeah, into the bloodbath. And there was that little twist, as you mentioned, with the Odin. Raining down and hailing down with a couple of bullets. Maybe that's enough to offset this one. And MIBR could be finding it
Aspas?
difficult. Yeah, just unconventional, a bit awkward at best. Shannon, though, is right behind him and lines up with his players. Vic is just
3K.
instantaneous with the return, man.
Ooh!
How is he landing
Oxy,
these
take his
shots?
ace. Oh, he's
Snappy
dead.
as anything. It's a 4-piece in a round for him, and 1 player's left to stand. Kutasia lets them all know. Breaking the trip. But the tension is just stewing in the air right now for MIBR. That tension that,
Vic
listen, maybe
is
we are reading into things a little bit too much, but at this point, this is a map that is getting a
Oh,
win,
they're bringing
not
this
just a
back,
map, a
9-3.
series.
Vic has got to be one of the most calm players with the
Yeah,
way
his
he's
shooting
aiming
is,
in these chaotic positions,
so-
keeping his crosshair perfectly placed at head level,
What's the word?
predicting every one of those players.
Yeah, calm.
In what is a round that's
He's shooting
very
calm.
easy to lose yourself in. But it's his second time
He
getting a
said, "Sit
4K
your ass
from
down,
that
boy."
same position this game. And C9,
Oh,
the gap is now
hell
down to
nah.
1.
Both Omens are playing their teleports really nicely around the Neon meta at Rubble. But this round, they're just going to rotate
They're rushing
the
C.
map around each other. C9 push out through Mound. Don't
They're
quite
speeding
catch
up
Corsia
A.
there, but MIBR are going to realize and react into A.
Do they breach ult?
Artisan has this breach ult.
No, he's not. Smart about it.
Then again, but, I
This
mean,
round's
both
gonna be
teams-
crazy. Everyone, get
Who
ready.
gets the better of it?
Everyone get ready. This
Right
round's
now,
about to be
being
insane.
allowed a lot of space to set up here. Thorns
Maybe.
lay it down. Backside control is theirs. Oxy
Here we go.
up and over towards the top. It's going to be cutting the site, splitting it into
That's part
twain,
one.
but slowed down.
Here comes part
by
two.
Util, Rolling Thunder, first line of it. We're going to see how this one gets used, and Asas has been left alone. Sacrificial is the nature
And
of
now
his
here
position
comes
in that
part
spot
3.
right there. He's going to be taking most of the contact. Rolling Thunder pushing them back once more, and just trying to hold the line against this net. Perfect time to strike, but the smoke dissipates, and Oxy is revealed. Door needs to open
Now
up
part
wide.
4.
MIBR winning this one out. Spilling out blood now onto the side, and net just spraying them all.
Oh!
Bitch!
How the
Able to
fuck?
capitalize in the end. Time just online for him. Cloud9 now making it even.
Oh my
MIBR have got to stop the bleeding
god.
real early here. Everything that C9 are doing on the
That was
defense side
wild,
is
right?
working. It doesn't have to be some major fight over towards Rubble. This was a 5v5 retake.
And I really like this twist, going
What?
heavily for that
That
push
was a kill?
through Mound instead, setting
Damn,
up
Mitch
the
clutched
flank,
up
but
though.
then
Mitch actually clutched
still
up
kind of
big.
getting an opportunity to
It was a
reset
big
themselves,
clutch up at the end.
win out in that retake there. Started this half with only Vic positive for C9, but the rest of the team
turn
has
this up a
come
little bit.
online here. Net,
It's
Oxy
getting
having a lot
tense.
of impact. MIBR Another chance on this fight.
See it. Just a smoke propped up. Snellman. They're trying to feign like they could be lurking through, but at this point, Cloud9, they know fully.
C9, they're so proactive.
That is not the case. Snellman's going to be clearing all the way
like
through.
take control of something every round. I think that's how.
That's got to be cautious.
Yeah, I think that's how it is.
Here it is, Util now coming his way.
They're going through.
Spells it all out, and this
that's the first punish.
Mr. 2K himself offers his team a bit of a lifeline. Now trying to enter their way back in, and the shot's just about missing. Aspas needs some help and needs some.
Wow, Aspas got him.
Life and play it, he does to perfection. Weaving back and forth here. Any attempt at the return of the fire from
Open that shit back up.
He's coming up with naught.
All missiles away.
All the planning.
Once more, MIBR get around. Basically, because of Cortezia.
Is this winnable for
like
C9?
It was happening multiple times on purpose.
That was one-off ult.
In the end,
I don't know if it'll help.
This guy's had his moments for sure today. In spots where you wouldn't expect it. A 2K with a Guardian. C9 is still going to go for this one, but they are on the outside looking in round 19.
No flashes, no stun. This is going to be difficult.
And that's pass off angle. Loses the first engagement. 6 HP. That's what Mitch has been dropped down to. Util still to be spent out, layered out. It's an Armageddon trying to force the issue. Verno push round to the side here, and in the midst of all this sound cues and the chaos, he takes himself out. Shanum spotted, and he's the last line of defense for them. Time is ticking with that spike.
I mean, they got the tail ult out. That was pretty big for C9. Pretty big for C9. And the MIBR's money shot. That was pretty big.
It's a Red Bull clutch. Only because his teammate dies to his own Armageddon.
I mean, you saw what he was going for. He's looking to try to get the hop up to get the punish down into water, but it's
too much
not exactly thriving in the chaos there. Bit of a rough one.
Yeah.
Little bit rough, but all good. They win the round, and that's an important one for MIBR to get on the board. It's their first attack round that they've been able to win so far here.
If that's what it took.
Game is starting to heat up.
Still Oxy up in hand now, and he hears it. Ult offloaded as Aspas trying to galvanize the round, inject a bit of speed into it.
Oh, that whiff.
And Oxy's lucky to just get the hell out of there. Aspas in
Aspas
through the back.
in,
He is
know?
isolated, alone.
They should.
Not sure if Net's going to be communicating that.
Oh, the open door again.
Oxy has found Shanum as the door was just peeking wide open.
Yeah, that's not great. Now, no
Plan it
smoke,
from
no
out, though.
paranoia for the post plan. They're going to be relying on
Cortez's
Cortezia
ult's big.
with his Vice ultimate, with Thorns to
He's gotta use
try
it
to slow the
soon.
round down. There go the Thorns.
And the Steel Guardian's going to be even better in the back pocket.
Felt early, but I don't blame him. It's good timing. Good delay, rather.
Rapidly at that. It's an Armageddon to try and layer it all the way down and swap it
wow.
My God. Two-piece again for him. Time has been bought. TP forwards as well, trying to cut up these angles. Mitch has found that first kill inside the salvos.
Nice try. Nice try on retake.
And at this point,
nice try.
Yeah,
Aspas getting
Mitch
two.
realizes it.
A much cleaner post flank that round, but it did take everything from them. MIBR had to invest a ton of ultimates to close
should have
this out.
ulted? I think he did, right? I think he did. I don't know where he did, though.
The end. We'll see if Mitch is able to find it. No,
not quite.
Oh, it's right there. You see it.
A bit labored there from Oxy, isn't it? I mean, that's because he's got the operator and was just swinging back in. What's he using there? Some kind of, was that a classic that he was shooting with? I'm not totally sure.
Nice! Nice round, guys. Nice round.
But if that's more of an even duel between the two Neons, then maybe Aspas isn't able to get the 2K.
Pause? They have a pause?
Would make it more difficult for them to be able to hold on in the post.
Credit to Aspas these last two rounds. I love the way that he's pathing into the C site. He's done a really good job of kind of having a mental picture
I think they have
of where
a bias
those
still on
tripwires
C9.
are, avoiding them perfectly on all of these entries and playing off of Artsin's util very well. The synergy between Aspas and that initiator, who kind of was part of the reason that he's on the team, was Aspas wanting to pick him up off Sasi's recommendation.
I think one of the other things too is that Cloud9 seemed really happy to be playing retake because it was working for them. And these last couple of rounds, MIBR have found opportunities to play together in the post plan and stop Cloud9 from immediately entering on the retake. Whether that's because of Thorns or the Vice ult or by applying a little bit of pressure as they're coming in, fighting Waterfall, these kind of things. Now, what did MIBR do? They've been ending C a ton, and Cloud9 have been playing retake C a ton. I'd expect both teams to be changing that up.
And for MIBR, that changes to go back towards this A fight.
This chat is so fast on the...
Have their fight squad ready to go with the initiators and Oxy.
Let's see which way this fight ends up going. MIBR haven't been opting all in at the beginning, usually just feigning with an Omen smoke, but this time it looks very much all in. It's a flash TP up towards the side here, Salvos. James going to have to offload both of that immediately and rapidly here, just trying to escape from the Aya. Mitch backs himself out just in time, away from that aftershock here. Opening kill advantage. Going away of MIBR.
Oh, he's going to try to finesse the door.
Oxy being
That's how Dirk could
dropped.
do this.
In these positions in the first half,
Maybe
C9
not.
always heated up instantly and sent it on a site. MIBR have done a solid job here of slowing the round down and giving themselves some
Back to
options
C.
with their
This is
player
good.
advantage.
My mic is
It does
muted.
become a bit more difficult for C9 to play some kind of flood retake style with Oxy gone. Net started this round with the judge as well. He's going to tuck himself close to B.
It's a perfect position to play in.
He'd love to get a couple walking into him here.
Especially if MIBR are thinking about pivoting into that B hit. That B main control, smoke layer, down, drop down, and there it is. Judge
What? That's a one-shot?
It's just ripping them to pieces.
Dude.
And now, there's no pivot option. You have to send it. All in is the play to be made. But precision is the name of the game for Cloud9. And Verno, one man left alone, not for much longer.
That saved them. I can't believe the second goes a one-shot.
Spectator seat, and Cloud9 not willing to give up the map just yet.
And
Hey,
in
thanks.
taking
Thank
their
you for the
time
sub.
there, MIBR
Uman, I like
almost turned into
sushi.
their own problem, not having any utility to really re-clear front B. Get eaten alive by this judge.
And if it wasn't a judge, if it had been a rifle, wouldn't have been on that angle. They probably would have been able to get in.
The judge, bro.
But yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
the gun makes all the difference in that spot. It really does.
B.
Not willing to give up the map just yet.
And
Hey,
in
thanks.
taking
Thank
their
you for the
time
sub.
there, MIBR
Uman, I like
almost turned into
sushi.
their own problem, not having any utility to really re-clear front B. Get eaten alive by this judge.
And if it wasn't a judge, if it had been a rifle, wouldn't have been on that angle. They probably would have been able to get in.
The judge, bro.
But yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
the gun makes all the difference in that spot. It really does. And it's allowed Cloud9 to stay within one.
And the money's awkward. Outlaw picked up by Oxy. Long sightline to be watching for any sort of action.
The money's horrid. What is going on with MIBR's
I
buy?
don't know at all.
Every player's one shot to this outlaw.
Yeah, and this is where Oxy could do that damage.
No
Again,
spot.
he's just waiting for any sort of signs, and there it is.
The white
Line to
swing.
the side, second bullet will do it.
Well, Cortezia had a pistol, and now he upgrades to Aspas's rifle.
To be wary of
Oh!
this. What do you, Oxy? Not to
Gold
be
merchant.
denied. Chance of a highlight clip here.
Oxy.
3 in around for him, 2 players left to stand. Drop down to 10 HP.
And the reason I was saying the money is horrid is because Ardazine and Verno, the last 2 players alive, kind of forced up into this round.
This could be dire straight. Not looking at the
Ooh,
right
okay,
place.
Mitch.
And not the right
11-11?
time whatsoever. This is Mitch. Sealing
That was
it
like
up.
a
11
half
to
buy
11
from
here for
MIBR.
Cloud9. There was an instant,
But
a blip
let's see.
on the timeline.
Full buy here.
With MIBR able to get those 2 rounds, but
What are they going to buy here, Brent?
yeah, it's all over.
Isn't it the
place
full
at
buy
moment.
now?
Ardazine and Verno bought down to 100 and 500 credits, so now they've got nothing to
They
work
got
with.
the timeout to talk about it.
Yeah, they have to at this point.
But they like
And
half
there's a lot on
bought.
the line here. C9, after nearly letting this comeback slip away, they're again in control. And this is MIBR's second timeout in, I think, like less than 6 rounds.
Fraud in the coach comms. Why did you guys buy again?
Imagine.
It's
And this is to
buy here, Brent.
yeah, it's all over.
Isn't it the
place.
full buy? It was like a
11
half
to
buy
11
from
here for
MIBR.
Cloud9. There was an instant,
But
a
let's
blip
see.
on the timeline.
Full buy here.
With MIBR able to get those 2 rounds, but
What are they going to buy here, Brent?
yeah, it's all over.
Isn't it the
place
full
at
buy
moment.
now?
Ardazine and Verno bought down to 100 and 500 credits, so now they've got nothing to
They
work
got
with.
the timeout to talk about it.
Yeah, they have to at this point.
But they like
And
half
there's a
bought.
lot on the line here. C9, after nearly letting this comeback slip away, they're again in control. And this is MIBR's second timeout in, I think, like less than 6 rounds.
Fraud in the coach comms. Why did you guys buy again?
Imagine.
It's not good.
I mean, that's a bit of a confusing
Miscommunication
one. It could well have just been a miscomm.
in round 23.
It might have been them
Please cut me
thinking
from this
that they'd
team.
be able to
Please cut me from this
buy,
team. I'm begging you. God.
some kind of live
Please
talk,
take me
banking
off
on the
this
fact that they
team.
were going to be
Okay,
able
let's
to
stop.
get the plant down or something, but they've made it more difficult than they had to here towards the
We haven't
tail
stopped,
end
we
of
haven't stopped.
Lotus.
Oxy's never felt better about an outlaw investment, though, getting
I've
3
actually
kills that
met
round.
Verno's parents, and they're the nicest people ever.
And maybe the round to send
His
them to
mom and dad.
playoffs. C9 2 away from
Oh boy,
winning
Verno's
this
been going
series
through it in the
2-0. A team that people discounted after kickoff, after losing in the first rounds, but just about on the verge of taking down MIBR, a team considered by most to be one of the top 3, if not top 2, in VCT Americas.
All right. High game.
Up for a bit of a crunch as
That's
well.
He sent me on a recruiting trip. Yeah, I was meeting his family to
players in the right place.
see if it was the right fit for us.
No incorrect guesses.
It doesn't really look like a full crunch to me, though. I mean, Oxy's got the Outlaw, and it's more of a passive trap setup on V with the stun salvo. Maybe a bait and switch.
There's a hard shot to
C9! You have an Outlaw out there with the one-way? Why would you go there with the Outlaw in a one-way?
There's a hard... It doesn't really look like a full crunch to me, though. I mean, Oxy's got the Outlaw, and it's more of a passive trap setup on V with the stun salvo. Maybe a bait and switch.
There's a hard shot to
C9! You have an Outlaw out there with the one-way? Why would you go there with the Outlaw in a one-way?
It was actually just a great economic investment to have a stinger this round.
Yeah, genius. I mean, yeah. What did Frod say to him? Just run at them? Aspas, skip through the meadows over towards Mound, man. That's an incredible round for MIBR to suddenly pick up the aggression and storm over C9.
He's gonna give them ults.
It's a 2v4. Mitch's position is very much known.
They can try and play for this. They have money.
I think they're gonna give him ults, but
don't have to worry about not being able to rebuy for the potential last round in this one. And if you snap to a couple of more heads, maybe there's a chance of it here. Yes, Rolling Thunder's committed.
2v5, 2v5,
Siege and lane
2v5.
It's a 2v2 at that. Just missing the timing onto this one.
Oh!
It's perfection on top of it. Leaving it to 1v1 Mitch. Time ticking. 3 kills into the round, and what a Wincon's just
wait, that was pretty strong.
It's a risky call to make.
They have no money on MIBR.
Yes, Rolling Thunders have money.
Over C9.
He's gonna give them ults.
It's a 2v4. Mitch's position is very much known.
They can try and play for this. They have money.
I think they're gonna give him ults, but
don't have to worry about not being able to rebuy for the potential last round in this one. And if you snap to a couple of more heads, maybe there's a chance of it here. Yes, Rolling Thunder's committed.
2v5, 2v5,
Siege and lane
2v5.
It's a 2v2 at that. Just missing the timing onto this one.
Oh!
It's perfection on top of it. Leave it to 1v1 here. Yes, Rolling Thunder's committed.
They're gonna give him ults, but
don't have to worry about not being able to rebuy for the potential last round in this one. And if you snap to a couple of more heads, maybe there's a chance of it here. Yes, Rolling Thunder's committed.
2v5, 2v5,
Siege and lane
2v5.
It's a 2v2 at that. Just missing the timing onto this one.
Oh!
It's perfection on top of it. Leave it to 1v1 Mitch. Time ticking. 3 kills into the round, and what a Wincon's just
wait, that was pretty strong.
It's a risky call to make.
They have no money on MIBR. That was
but they do take a heavy knock for MIBR's economy.
I mean, they lost
for this
the breach
final
ults,
round here of
but
regular
MIBR's
time.
money is shit.
Massive economic burden here. They do get the plant money. They
MIBR's
got
money is
kills
shit
as well, but taking out every single rifle, that's brutal.
Oxy can buy another Outlaw here if he wants. He's going to have his ultimate online as a backup as well.
They definitely have light armor this
C9,
round.
This
Once they have
damage has
stingers
set them
or
up
bulldogs.
to send this match to OT.
The only silver lining there for MIBR is that Mitch used his breach ultimate and Ardazine was in a
they have
spot
4
where he
lights.
actually couldn't. He just had to stay
They have
gun
4
out
lights.
in water.
Oh, no Outlaw
C9.
though.
Oh, it's a fake on the A
Oh, it's a crunch, yeah.
At least feign it potentially.
Wait,
here.
MIBR realized.
Through
MIBR
B,
realized.
through C, it's familiar scenes. MIBR seen this one before, but how do you withstand against it?
Oh.
Heat's been turned all the way, and they want to take this one to OT in the blink of an eye.
Welcome to the Fight Club. Both teams just decide to send
Literal
it
aim battle,
through
yeah.
the spawn in C9.
Wow.
They'll send this to overtime. Keep the dreams of a 2-0 alive here.
OT.
That's the kind of round you get when both teams are opting into the Neon. And both teams are super confident at going for these fights, taking them, brawling. What a call from C9. Back-to-back rounds where both teams just threw caution to the wind and went for it.
C9, if you remember their attack side.
Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Hey!
They sent it almost every single time on A. That's right.
Okay, let's see.
To overtime. Keep the dreams of a 2-0 alive here.
OT.
That's the kind of round you get when both teams are opting into the Neon. And both teams are super confident at going for these fights, taking them, brawling. What a call from C9.
Are they going to show us a new wrinkle to this plan?
Same play, different round.
What the fuck? Because this comment, I'm not going to read it. Is there no crowd? No, not for these.
It's their pistol
Not this
again
weekend.
with that trap play, but no one's fighting.
This weekend they're in the basement because League of Legends is in the studio.
Being applied now to Shannon. Spotted out here. Suppressed and yeah, capitalize. Quick on the heels is Oxy. And this guy's not giving up any sort of space here. Here's it. Dashing up and around here. Stun's going to be overlapped. Overlaid.
Don't do it, bro. Do it.
Oxy, do you dare overstep yourself and try and take this one? Peek forwards.
Wow.
And he's just
Fine, you won't pussy.
timings. Util's flying forwards. MIBR trying to gear up for this one into the retake. This guy is unstoppable. To 4-piece before finally the rabid dog that Oxy is shut down.
Damn. Damn, son.
Verno's left.
Damn, son. Damn, son. Oxy said not today, bro.
We can just try and find a way through into this round. It's so damn unlikely. 1v4. Cam in your face. Too many layers to peel back and find a way through. Cloud9 get themselves up to series point.
The pace
Who's
from
seen that
Oxy
IGL, Mitch?
completely overwhelmed what Shannon was expecting. We've seen that swapped around a couple of times where it was Vic super heavy backpedaling, but you've got to be well ahead of the play to anticipate that and get out to safety in time.
Oxy ended the first half of attack something like 4-11. He was getting rinsed with those same fast A pops, but in overtime, it's successful. You see how much it means to him in that reaction.
See,
it's a 9-series loss.
Side of things, though, they'll be looking forward to trying to wrap this one up here and now. Win here in this series, as we've been mentioning, gives them a lock in the top 4 for Stage 1 playoffs, so they'll be happy with that ticket printed off the backside of this round here, round 26. But for MIBR, it all lays in wait here and now. Bit of disrespect, pass this one way. Delayed with the salvers as well, reclaiming control of Mount. South drone forwards, this looks pacey. MIBR at least feigning like they might want to go fast, but thinking twice about it.
This camera, the net's positioned out here.
Good this season. We're good every season, bro.
Really nice mid-round information.
Good is not the word I would use. We're strong every season.
That's going to call Oxy back over towards A. Stun ready here for Mitch. And a great timing on the drone to reclear front B.
And Mitch doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Double hold it up. It's him and Oxy. Util being used to try and clear their way back through rubble.
Keeping Cortesia, though, over towards Mount. And the fact that the cam and the drone both got used at the minute mark means that they can now regroup for a C-pop. And I think that MIBR have called quite a nice round here. Net's starting to realize.
But Vic Series been great all map.
How do you hold this one down now? It's Util being used all over the place, and he's getting tricky with it again with the TPs! An adjustment! Spray transfer! It's exactly what the doctor ordered. Vic delivers it once more. Aspas alone towards the back. Finally, some backup reinforcements arriving. It's Verno. He's quick onto the scene and adjust. Spraying him down. Mitch
1v1.
alone to his devices into this 1v1 scenario. 13 seconds left on the clock. This is it for all the marbles for the series and all for MIBR to survive at all. Plant stuck down, bullets spread wide and past Armageddon. Forwards, Mitch, what position are you playing in? Narrowly avoiding. And a reposition from Verno.
Oh my Monka. Oh my Monka.
The answer is no.
I thought he would be. I thought honestly he would be more aware of possible aggression.
The one American player on the
after the
Brazilian
ult, you know, like it's like such a typical play to make. I was surprised Mitch wasn't more aware.
Another chance at overtime.
Well, honestly, Verno popped off here. Look at these shots. He popped off. Also, the fact that he stuck the fucking bomb while he was stunned was ridiculous too. But
you're looking at that from Mitch's POV as well. He has so many opportunities to nearly win that. I mean, Verno dancing with death in multiple situations that could have had C9 winning the series. But we're back to level.
And we're back to an A fight, Brad.
There won't be any pushback. At least not initially. Alternating up the setup here.
NRG was the problem?
Util playing up over towards A here. Big delay, but in for a tree. Cloud9 already taking this space. TC needs to be careful. His team, though, happy to back him up here. Off to the side here, on top of the ropes here with the paranoia flying forwards.
Oxy's dead.
Laying claim here.
I'm gonna jinx the game, no joke.
Down from on high. Cortesia making good usage of it. The rest of his team happy to bail him out. Bit of extra firepower. And it just goes both ways here for MIBR now. Map point.
Switching sides.
MIBR with a completely different setup as far as I can remember. I don't recall Cortesia having a super defensive setup like that over towards A with the Vice, and it bought so much time. I thought C9 were going to back up once they realized that the defense was super layered in, entrenched on the A position, but they continued battering their head against it, even as the flood was coming through.
Oh my god, Emmy's fucking balding.
A truly great call from them, and for Cortez, he tunked.
Next round, looking like they're mentally alert.
MIBR's done really well with these C hits in the last couple rounds of attack for them.
Match point, MIBR.
And again, it seems like
I think MIBR's plan is
Net
just to NC.
will be in the hot seat.
Claw through them. Left to try and
Venus in the chat? What did he say?
Usually slow
he
going
didn't
off
say
the rip
anything.
here from MIBR. Just dodging to the side here with a...
Let him chill, bro.
Line, but you got to be careful here, Vic.
Oh.
Lying and waiting.
They're in.
Util and Aspas is
Net,
eager to try
it's on
and lay
net.
claim to most
Ooh,
of
good
his
gap.
side, still angled.
Ooh, good
And
gap.
watches the play, and we've
Oh, it was about to be a movie.
Two-piece to be found. The rest of his team, time has been bought for them to try and play themselves all the way back in. Stalemate and pause court for tempering in the midst of the round. A beautiful moment.
Saw him.
And MIBR finding all the success in the
my
world.
goodness gracious, we're going map 3.
Another chance for Mitch in the clutch, this time to save this map.
And a 1v3, this is MIBR just trying to sail all the way to Haven.
Why did I do that? Someone in chat. I mean, it's not my fault. I'm not a jinx. I
Not taking any
was making a funny joke.
Tap to try and pull Mitch out wide and open. Aftershock forwards and eager to draw blood. It's 15-13 is how we finish
Map 3
here on
Haven. I mean,
Lotus.
everyone here wanted a map 3, right?
MIBR will be taking us all the way here to Haven.
Massive recovery in that final round from MIBR.
It's Haven. It's a good map 3. It's a fun map 3 rather.
As they entered through the choke point, kind of baiting the C9 players in and ripping them to pieces. That game looked like it was way falling out of their control after a 9-3 dominant first half, but showcasing that tenacity to stay in there and make sure they could convert in OT.
And now a twist in this series. C9 had the option to play Ascent, the map they decimated Leviathan on just last week. But instead, we head to new ground, Haven, the map they've elected to send us to instead, with a chance to make playoffs still intact if they can win this series.
Absolutely. Still plenty of chances up in the air, and you can tell how both of these teams just need this win. They want this win. It's been lights out, that tenacity and resilience being shown by MIBR. Beautiful work, and we will be heading over to Haven. Time for a quick break. Of course, we're going to be handing
One class left. Red zone.
Welcome back to Jars. So
One class left. Red zone.
Baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl, shake a dance in the
Zips, are you ready? Let's do it.
Cypher mid.
Yeah, what? Why? You can't see.
Zips, are you ready? Let's do it.
You guys ready? Watching this.
Fuck. Sam, let me go jet next game.
Yeah. Are you actually going jet?
Okay, let's try. Where is it?
Yeah, I have to see this. I have to see this.
Wait.
Oh, fuck me. Wait a second.
I think there was smoke. On the box, jet's on side, jet's on side.
decoys out.
Ooh, I'm gonna go door.
Got to find a breaker throw in this set if he wants to level up the World Championship final. Michael Van Geuren is in any mood to give him a sniff.
Yeah, the combination finishing in this game is going to be key. You can tell by the way they're scoring, there may be nothing in it. They may both be on nines.
That's lit. Yeah, if you can't afford to pay for your fucking haircut, then why are you on Twitch? Look at the views. What, this?
Hello, old chum. I'm not a elf. I'm not a goblin. I'm a gnome, and you've been gnomed.
He's more than welcome to gift him. Simple gifted
this is
5 subs
Dark's
too.
mother.
No.
I just got an urgent call from my bank's fraud department stating that I had spent almost $10,000 over the course of 30 minutes. I am resolving this with the bank, but is it any way possible for you to refund? Thanks.
What the fuck? I don't remember this. This is fucking crazy.
Bro, Slyfly, how about you get fucking Busio's dick out of your fucking mouth, bro? How about that? How about that? The guy's fucking 5'3". You have a guy who's 5'3's dick in your mouth, just full glaze. Huh? This guy could have picked This guy could have picked 30 fucking VCT pros to glaze, and he chose a 5'3 fucking goblin that when he stands up, his height doesn't change, bro.
In clash, these teams.
30 fucking VCT pros to glaze, and he chose a 5'3 fucking goblin that when he stands up, his height doesn't change, bro.
In clash, these teams steady at the beginning though, no signs of life, just creeping up to the angles, and Oxy is going to be looking to explode at a moment's notice here, and he spots it, body's going wide, luckily. There's a complete collapse as well, bullets are going to be flying forwards here, MIBR but to carve out a bit of a path. Make it nice and even, 3v3.
I love that little sidestep by Verno. You see how he walked
so
super
wide,
funny,
man.
way into A main, and just pulled the crosshair away from the rest of the team. He's allowed it to get back into a 3v3.
Does Zelsus actually have beef with Busio? They might be best friends.
The middle of this map.
C9 though, they're only going to really have the breach stun to make this retake happen.
Got you.
And all these players are going to be quite late to actually make it over on the rotation.
All right, so C9 win this map. They qualify to playoffs.
Towards C. Util's going to be dealt with.
Let's see the retake. We got stun.
Happy to set up. Bide their time, try and play this one into the retake.
Shadows traveling.
Shannon still has a paranoia to work with.
Seeing their fault line flies forward here.
Rockets.
Salvo's going to be used actually preemptively here by MIBR. Looking to see if they can find a win con in the midst of all of this here. It just lights out.
That was nice by C9 for one guy garage.
He has been on fire with these multi-kill rounds. And after a
nice
heartbreaking way to lose that last map, it's gotta feel good to have that impact and clutch up the pistol round.
He was basically top fragging the entirety of Lotus. He was dominating the previous time that we saw him on the stage as well.
Damn.
Vic's just out here.
Aim is looking sharp.
Consistently putting up big numbers.
Let's go! Sit your ass down, boy!
Damn.
You look at this lobby, you talk about
Again?
contenders for Rookie of the Year. Maybe you're thinking of Cortez,
Sit your ass down, boy.
Prospects from their respective regions, but Vic has kind of sneakily come up and had a really good showing with C9 thus far, especially in stage 1.
Aspas
With the Outlaw?
Opted to drop him just the
We
Outlaw.
don't have light.
Full armor as well, so this is a big investment into the raid boss.
2 of them have light. 3.
See what he can do
That's
with it
dead.
here. Rattling off the bullets out from short. That's a quick evacuation from Zeppa. Doesn't really want much more to do with it.
And the raid boss has been assassinated. So that armor investment is gone. Though the Outlaw, of course, can change hands, get passed down.
And 2 guns picked up here, but a good spot on the drone from Zeppa. Force MIBR to reconsider their options in this round.
And on a round like this, just take a look at the Cypher setup here as well, because this is what Net's going to be doing in a lot of the rifle rounds too, where these things matter a little bit more. But he's getting full information down C.
3 guys
knows
on
that
A.
nobody's playing in that area. Tripping garage. I mean, it just means that Cloud9 never have to worry about the
Judge
kind of
again.
west side of the map at all.
The west side.
Yeah, don't worry about Beto coming up. It's a fault line.
Oxy.
Oxy's going to supplement at least. He's going to add in a bit of extra fire. Paranoia sweeping forward.
Oh, the judge.
In hand.
Oxy
He's
heating
trying to
up.
do work with it. Gets rewarded.
Damn, pretty good
It's
round.
Vic is
Pretty
quick.
decent round
The
for
cleanup. 2
MIBR.
players surviving here for Cloud9.
Pretty solid
What does Verno find then
damage.
in the next round, considering that he funded that Outlaw purchase.
Or does Artson take the sacrifice for the team, as we've seen quite a few times this series?
Yeah. My thrifty goat. Does look like at the moment Verno's going to be the one tanking it with a Stinger purchase. Seems a little bit strange, but at the same time, C9 don't have
These
the world's
deaths
best
feel
bonus round buy.
better because
An
they can
Outlaw
actually
and a
fist bump
Bulldog
each
to
other.
work with is not much.
And probably see each other's
Looks like
monitor
they're going to try and
easier.
get Oxy posted on down C long.
Aspas 0-2 to start.
Push
Let's see.
deep, but MIBR have no inclination to work their way over towards C. They've all grouped up now. A long control is theirs. Sending it forwards now with a stealth drone. Zeppa, it's a critical break for
Paranoia.
him. And Paranoia is going to sweep forwards. Push them back.
Oh, they're coming up, my
Anchor
boy.
smokes now. Lay it down. Updraft dash straight into the site. Looking for a bit of a skirmish. Fight to be
Rated?
taken here, but that's rapid and quick. Zeppa is just weaving in and out, just trying to survive. But the response from MIBR is just immaculate.
MIBR, if they had not succeeded in this A hit, they wouldn't have had many other options. Had no map control really, except for A and A long. Actually, there was some really nice team fighting from them, and Artson picking up a couple big kills. Gets them this round and keeps things in control.
Nice that they still had the utility to be able to go for a 2-phase hit there. The first wave of just the Tejo drone coming in. But you know, if you don't break that and respond to it, they're going to be instantly on you with
Wait, my
flashes,
food
the
spot is
dashes.
closed.
But Artezine still had enough in the back pocket and a rifle
no,
to
it's
boot
not,
to be able
man.
to get that one through.
Shenom's been such a fun player to watch, the way he's using these TPs proactively throughout this series now.
This time, Aspas. Similar playbook here. Ult's going to be negated. TP up towards heaven.
And Oxy looking for a fight. He was stalled out by the salvos early on in the round, but now he's popped his dash. He's looking to take the fight as they're
Towards short.
pushed back from long.
Yep, dash is going to be dissipated though, and your chance running short.
Oxy?
Oh my goodness.
Careful.
Just about missed each other.
Careful!
I thought he spotted a leg there, but he can't have done.
Tucked tight to the side.
Ortiz's not going to go for a while.
Util considered. Cortesia is just checking a cam, I believe.
Does he dare show an ankle?
An elbow, perhaps?
It's like a Victorian era, mate. Yeah.
Well,
Just
be uncouth.
waiting. Biding their time.
4 players stacked on the site, though. This does not look good for MIBR if they commit.
There's a bait setup as well from Cloud9. Look at it.
Oh
Tucked 2 players
my.
to the corner.
They're doing
Oh
it twice, I guess.
my.
This is awkward. 44 seconds.
They're going back.
Okay.
Are they?
Clicks
They
that
are
kill,
going
looking
back.
to move in a different
Stream
direction. We
snipe?
have 37 seconds left.
They're canceling off of this one, and they don't have a ton of control, but they did keep this cam down mid. Know that no one has
Net.
walked up.
30 seconds.
He's going to hear
It's
this.
all on net.
Yeah. He's the one to try and hold them back. It's an onslaught that's going to be approaching. It's going to get gifted at least with the possibility of just one
Timing.
fight, but as he's activating the setup, that's when Cortesia strikes.
Wow.
Oh, just the best timing in the world for these MIBR players to be taking.
2 absolutely perfect 1v1s for Cortesia. Just wins the round for MIBR. C9 don't want to risk losing this one out. Don't have...
Grade his weapon, really.
Did I miss anything?
Have to just
If
keep
you go
it
into 11 Furia.
Yeah,
Holy
I think
shit.
stole that rifle that you were talking about.
No. The best part of
Yeah,
today,
so Mitch did have to just
if
keep
you
a
go into the
Guardian in.
VOD,
So now you've got two
go
Guardians and a
after
Judge
the
into
Lev
this round.
match.
Pretty horrible way
The
for
Lev
Cloud9
players were on the couch. That was probably the highlight of today.
That they won the pistol.
Last two rounds have been all about A. On the defensive side, Ned has been throwing a cam down the bottom of C most of these rounds and getting a ton of info over
Pay
there.
attention, Tarek. There'll be a quiz after.
MLBR's never cleared that
Oh,
out. They've never really
shit.
looked towards mid other than putting their own Cypher camera in that space. It's just been a game about taking in lobby control in these late round hits, or in that last round, the pivot back over.
Dude, Tex, you guys were hilarious.
If you see a team that's playing their attack
Dude,
sides like this,
you had me cracking
you
the
shouldn't be too
fuck
worried because in
up,
theory they
man.
will run back into net.
Oh
in
my
some
God,
spot
you guys
that
should
ruins
just
the
be the
round. You know,
best.
you can't just be doing 20-second
It's
pivots
so
back into C
fucking
every
funny.
single round and expect it to work for you every time.
Ellum?
That round they got away with
The
it.
usual?
That they did.
You best believe I've got the food prep for this.
For
Always get
Cloud9
Ellum.
though.
Oh,
Still
yeah,
gonna
I
be
know what you're
taking
talking
this
about.
Tactical timeout. A couple rounds earlier, they were
Zeke's be hitting
kind of
different.
considering options, walking a player down C, getting.
That's my team every day.
Oxy
Legit, I believe
posted
it.
in
You guys
that
are having
area
the
of
time of your
map.
lives.
Yeah, I think the reason that they're taking the tactical timeout
Wait, there's an Ellum emote. What is that?
might be less to discuss
British.
strategy and more to
Oh.
discuss economy, because it doesn't look like they're going to force here. Originally, they had bought up as if they were going to force into the round. They had double Guardian and a Judge. And
I mean,
now
I don't know. I
they've
thought
decided
that was
just to
him.
go
I
for,
couldn't see.
pistols on a couple of their players so that they can
British.
still buy into round
British.
6. So that might be an instance of attack timeout being used a bit more as a, wait, hold on, guys,
Whoa,
you've got
whoa,
the long
whoa.
read here.
Great call out of the timeout
Right.
from IBR. They're sending it towards C. Only Ned is here to receive.
They don't break the cam. Waiting until the final moments to do that, and Cloud9 eager to take a bit of control towards A lobby, but hits already coming through.
Is it save or eco? Yeah.
And I almost feel like you want to save pretty quickly here for C9. Maybe see if you can get something early on, but if not, losing these weapons would likely mean a pretty big reset into your money.
There's the opener. Again, this guy's been Mr. Consistent. Tazia eventually cleaned up though. They hunt him down and reclaim the gun. Doing a bit of recycling.
MIBR grouping to fight spawn.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of players in for spawn. But I
Oh.
revive once more. It's a sheriff in the hands of
Vic?
not the weapon of choice to really deal with, but counter stun is even perfect.
Our
on
team's
top
low.
Of it. Bullets lay it down here. 3 players left to try and make a mark, and that's Cloud9 trying to do the most here. But time is ticking away and getting away from them at that.
Time.
Player positions.
Time.
Bruno
Rockets are
gonna
up.
be
It's
that
over.
Safety net. Has his salvos, and already it's ticking. They realize that the job is done.
They got all the kills they needed there. It was just a matter of doing it a little more quickly, and Cloud9 might have been able to make something
Who's the
happen
favorite in
a
this
spot like
match?
that.
Probably
They did have to be
C9,
a lot quicker
right?
than they actually were, because as you said, Salvo's still in the back pocket of Verno, but Red Bull Clutch, probably the easiest one Verno will ever get. He just sat there towards the cubby and
MIBR, I fear.
the thing that got it across the line. I do think this is going to be a good idea for Cloud9 overall, the idea of hunting that lurker. Back when we saw MIBR play just last week against G2 on this map, Cortesia was almost always
I'll agree on
part
even.
of a one-person lurk on the opposite side of the map to the rest of his team. And so if you can find him and hunt him down, you can actually play retakes up a man fairly consistently.
Now we're
He
going
hit.
zooming through, seeing what MIBR can cook up.
Vic.
Drone out through and wide, just trying to sidestep past the smoke.
Oh,
So that's Vic
live.
hunting for a timing.
Regen shield.
Receiving it.
Full 5v5 retake here.
Okay, Hunter's Fury off the top.
Oh.
That's not going to be getting any
Damn.
text. Doesn't even clear him through the back of the site.
Look at the rest of Cloud9 waiting for Cortesia to come through
Oh,
garage. And
that
Cortesia's
would've- that
just
should have
sat
been
there
more
at headshot
damage.
box Like, nah, I am moving.
And these bullets are being laid down. Out is in
Breach
holding.
ult.
Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder,
Good time.
and here's the kills
Yeah.
collected.
Timing is nice.
Trying to push them back as well as the fight was just about to be taken. Insert to pause unwillingly
Cortesia's
there
so
for
patient.
Cloud9. Just being stalled out
Oxy?
to such a high degree already to Cloudburst.
Cortesia's
Get themselves
timing.
back in along with a dart.
Oh, the
Moving
trip.
it all the way around here. Cortesia off to the side as a salvos, but half has been earned to win con. The Cloud9 can work with. A couple of taps there, bullets flying forwards, just trying to go off the neural theft and the reveals
Wow.
net.
They
Stands his
actually
ground.
pulled that
pulls it
off?
down. Cloud9
They
finally
actually pulled that
able to
off
get
versus the
around.
breach ults?
That was pretty similar, actually.
How
to
has
the
that been
previous one,
done?
Except C9 sent it as soon as they possibly could. The retakes are looking good. The way that they're fighting together, the kills they're leveraging, and the uncomfortable spots that they're putting MIBR players into, like this one, for example, onto Aspas.
Really nice util usage as well. Zephyr sends the dart for
Oh.
Oxy to dash in and get that 2K.
Wow.
Zephyr himself taking a bit of a world tour.
Get the up, get the up.
From that double duelist comp playing Yoru to start, now top fragging on the Sova.
What's up, Bruno?
As again, MIBR head towards C, but this time, Oxy the
Have I ever met a Twitch chatter IRL? Yeah, plenty.
I still think it got spotted, actually.
At events.
And Oxy's in a lot of trouble. Updraft, up and away.
Yikes!
Missed the initial shot. Bladestorm, an attempt to salvage, but Aspas straight back at it. It's making sashimi out of the rest of the players out onto the side here. And Vic will do quite a bit to try and offset the damage done. Running and getting classic right clicks. This is pure carnage.
Events.
And Oxy's in a lot of trouble. Updraft, up and away.
Yikes!
Missed the initial shot. Bladestorm, an attempt to salvage, but Aspas straight back at it. It's making sashimi out of the rest of the players out onto the side here. And Vic will do quite a bit to try and offset the damage done. Running and getting classic right clicks. This is pure carnage.
Aspas is playing gun game. Goes from the rifle, 2 kills with that, and now a 1v2 for Zeppa.
He's finding the perfect timing on top of it, but the final boss
so
himself, Aspas.
Damn,
It's a
that was
4-piece overall
so
into the round.
fast.
Locks it up. Wasn't pretty.
Dude, that crouch peek at the end from Aspas was filthy though, man. Securing the 4K, I mean, some of this is mess. Some of this is absurd. Like, how do you keep up with the chaos of what's going on here as the Jet players on both sides? But look at this one at the end. Crouch. I'm not even sure he threw the crouch in there, to be honest with you. It looked like it did from the other POV.
Damn.
But he's so
I like
precise
this
with that
because
first
we can
bullet.
see the coach's monitor, so we know what his reaction is to.
Oxy has a hero rifle. And that's all to speak of for C9 this round. MIBR have wrestled control back here, and they pivot their look back. Oh, we've gone C for 3 rounds in a row. Now we're going to just go back to our same 4 towards A look. It's just been a 4-1 all day from MIBR.
Yeah, and this was really the same thing that they were doing against G2. And that's why I'm saying that finding Cortesia and really trying to punish that is going to be key for them.
Oh, here's them running. Here's them running.
Like
Come back C. Look, everyone's coming back C.
A really nice
he literally called his
option to
entire
put
team back.
Whenever he likes. And I think he's just giving so much info here. The fact that the trip goes down and then nobody re-clears this.
You heard them running too.
Yeah.
Watching Cortesia play
Wyatt
this
heard it.
map reminds
Okay,
me
I
a
won't
lot
do that
of,
anymore. I'm sorry,
like,
Bren.
early days less back when he was on Loud with these really proactive lurks into mid, into garage. He's willing to
Heard he called his entire team.
Cortesia and sides. Secure
So
C, but this
off to the side as a salvos, but half has been earned to win con. The Cloud9 can work with a couple of taps there, bullets flying forwards, just trying to go off the neural theft and the reveals net.
Fairly
buckets are up.
It's
It's over.
Safety net. Players left to try and make a mark, and that's Cloud9 trying to do the most here, but time is ticking away and getting away from them at that.
Red Bull clutch. Probably the easiest one Verno will ever get. He just sat there towards the cubby and
MIBR, I fear.
The thing that got it across the line. I do think this is going to be a good idea for Cloud9 overall, the idea of hunting that lurker. Back when we saw MIBR play just last week against G2 on this map, Cortesia was almost going to be quickly in.
I mean, I don't know the food. You got
side. Net is
the left.
Crucially important single frag to be able to knock something open.
Oh yeah, 11.
A matter of doing it a little more quickly. Idea for Cloud takes a
really nice util usage. Just
salvage, but that's crouch peek at the end from us on here as the though, man. Securing the 4K. I mean, some of this is mess. Some of this is absurd. Like, how do you keep up with the chaos of what's going on here as the Jet players on both sides? But look at this one at the end. Crouch. I'm not even sure he threw the crouch in there, to be honest with you. It looked like it did from the other POV.
Damn.
But he's so
I like
precise
this
with that first
because we can
bullet.
see the coach's monitor, so we know what his reaction is to.
Oxy has a hero rifle. And that's all to speak of for C9 this round. MIBR have wrestled control back here, and they pivot their look back. Oh, we've gone C for 3 rounds in a row. Now we're going to just go back to our same 4 towards A look. It's just been a 4-1 all day from MIBR.
Yeah, and this was really the same thing that they were doing against G2. And that's why I'm saying that finding Cortesia and really trying to punish that is going to be key for them.
Oh, here's them running. Here's them running.
Like
Come back C. Look, everyone's coming back C.
A really nice
he literally called his entire team back.
Whenever he likes. And I think he's just giving so much info here. The fact that the trip goes down and then nobody re-clears this.
He heard them running too.
Yeah.
Watching Cortesia play
Wyatt
this
heard it.
map reminds
Okay,
me
I
a
won't
lot
do that
of,
anymore. I'm sorry,
like,
Bren.
early days less back when he was on Loud with these really proactive lurks into mid, into garage. He's willing to take those risks, those liberties that give his team, his IGL, great options to pivot as it's an open C site that he's earned.
Yeah, good call overall. Gamble Sack Cloud9 not
What?
looking out. Very good macro. They want to try and get fast into the fight here, into the fray all the way through, but you're working against the rifles into the hands of Aspas.
Vic's still alive. Anything's possible. Watch this one dig.
MIBR, it's inevitable at this point. Going to be sitting at that 5th round.
You want spam logs?
Vic will look to do a bit of damage if he can. It's not really going to do much overall to the economy. If anything, you want to go down to the spike. You don't want to build up Verno to that ult.
He might not have spike.
You don't see Verno hunting for it, actually. There's definitely plays that you can make with the Tejo ultimate that'll make that one extremely valuable to use. He is sticking around, looking to see if he can find
I think he's down a
kill
spike.
onto Vic, who's
Hold.
presumably looking to die to spike. He's a bit too slow on it here.
I think Bruno dies to it as well.
No, he does.
Bruno?
Yeah. All good.
He's got 4K in the back. I'm not sure he's too worried about the economic implications at this point.
He's getting ult? He doesn't get ult from that, but I think he was trying to get the kill.
Operator coming online here for Oxy. They're going to need a big opening pick, I think. We've seen C9 looking to try to hunt the lurker,
This
looking
guy
to
said
try
it
to
fully
flank retake.
fully confident.
But these
This guy said he dies for the ult or dumbass chat.
MIBR, and I think Oxy looking like he wants to be posted down short. It's just going to get stopped by the salvos again, surely.
He's going to stand just
Oxy,
out of range.
show me
for
something.
now, and chance to take the peak.
Oh, they went back.
If they get Oxy posted in A, it frees up a lot of resources to go deal with the lurker in the rest of this map.
And of course, if Cortesia tries to lurk down short, he's going to run straight into us.
Refresh, I will after this round.
First time MIBR has sent any exploration towards B this game. Looking to maybe fake this space. Have the 3 strong force down C send it as well, or maybe it's just a lurk. A very interesting round here for MIBR.
They love ending C.
Hoping that they can pull players, I think, on the rotate potentially. Net is under a tremendous amount of pressure.
Oh, wait. They're in
Receiving a bit of
B.
help in the meantime, but MIBR, these mid-round audibles are going to be calling. Look, they're not
Wow.
hard committing. They've got access to the B
That's
side.
fast.
They're making it very
No
well
way you
known.
go through, right?
Damage done. Multitudes of players
Wow.
betrayed by the barrel, just poking through. Zeppa
Oxy's
is no
gonna be
more.
sad.
Oxy is going to be joining him, I think, shortly. Just giving a hop over, but Shaneham's
One tap.
all the more aware for it. At this
Rounds
point,
over.
this is a wrap for
Damn,
Cloud9.
that
Gonna try and save these
C9
rifles.
13-12 choke might have actually
Cool
cost
round
them the
for MIBR.
series.
They've conditioned these 4-1 lurks, only ever committing where they insta-show or calling back onto their lurk on the other side. Here, for the first time, sending forces towards B, faking C with the spike, and then calling back into it. Really nice mix-up from Artson and the hanging
Wow.
MIBRs. They kill Net with the salvos and deny C9 an economic advantage here.
Artazine as well. What an IGL. I mean, this is a guy that hasn't got a long history of doing it at the typically top
He's
level.
got like 2 months.
Right. And Frod just decided, like, dude, you're the guy to do it for this team. And he's been getting better and better, I think, while still having great individual performances. Rounds like this, it's a beautiful idea.
Artazine wasn't really the guy
I'm
to...
destroying these guys, oh my god.
He wasn't the one who was
Oh
pitching
my
the IGL.
God.
Frod was like,
Oh
hey,
my
you know this
God.
game, you've been with me for a while,
Okay,
you
I'll refresh,
understand
hold
my
on.
plan. Why don't you try it out? They'll send Oxy
I was a couple seconds
on a
behind.
mission down mid.
Uh-oh. Judges are out.
We've seen these half-pipe weapons. They can do damage. if MLBR make mistakes. They're not really in a habit of making them, though, to be honest, at this point, as we've been giving credit to the calling. Their mid-round audibles, the way that they've been calling around whether a player gets a lurk or not. It's been quite fantastic. See, oh, that's what you get, to be honest.
Come chase me then. Come chase me then.
He's going for even more, but yeah,
Okay.
rifle in the hands of Aspas. That's going to be
My fault. You got
swiftly
it.
dismissing the counterpart.
Cortez just pulled 3 players over towards A, but MIBR might still look to call back into him.
Uh-oh.
Down through short. It's a hard clear for MIBR. Gonna have to play this one tied together. Trying to contact their way through here. This is just bullets through the wall as well. Slow down to a crawl net. Still Judge in play. Zep's in danger, yet they navigate it regardless.
They might not clear Zeppa.
Which was supposed to be that danger. Player Burnham's running and gunning and jumping in the
fine.
air.
It's fine.
Somehow still getting
It's
value
fine.
out of it.
Not even a big deal, really.
For MIBR to make out with a round win
Literally
here
just
when there was
uppercut
all
him.
that danger just circling around him on the A site.
Damn.
Near enough
Starting
a
to
miracle.
slip. Here's the buy
Felt
round.
similar to that Lotus round where Net was tucked towards B with a judge and got 2, and then he was cackling about it afterwards. But this round was not to be. And I don't even know really how Mitch lands that shot, but it's not the silliest one of the round as it happens.
Okay.
So Oxy goes for a walk down mid though in this round.
What is this? What is this? Do you know that ghost bug?
Okay, I don't know what,
I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know what
I
Ghost
think-
Bug he's talking
I
about,
think
but
he's
also
seeing
the
an
tech
invisible
pause has not come
agent.
through either, so maybe the admins didn't know the ghost bug that he was talking about.
He's making a joke, I think, about them having walls, but
I think he's seeing an invisible agent or something, right?
Oxy.
He said, do you know the ghost
That's
bug?
what I'm
Like,
gonna-
there's a bug. I think that's what
I've been
it's
struggling
about.
to get for quite some time here. Puts a pause into the exec. MIBR not choosing to commit.
Cortezia has a very good lurk up into garage window, but it is being held.
He looks at the admin. You know the ghost bug? Admin's like, huh? What
Take his
ghost?
timing very carefully.
Making moves.
But it's funny because the game wasn't
Through mid.
paused.
I mean, the way that MIBR are dissecting
When I come to Brazil, it's been too long.
all the weak points here.
I'll be waiting for Master Sao Paulo.
Critical fight is about to be won out potentially. My God, it's labored, but eventually getting it.
Yo!
He's getting away with bloody murder. Shorty out. You get away with that. Aspas, why not? Put a cherry on top. Make me a cake while you're at it.
This is a collapse, a crumble of C9. I mean, that's just tragic. The fight itself is so labored. I don't know whether he was trying to bait out the swing or whether he was actually going for the wallbang shots, but the fact you also land the shorty kill after.
And this was a Cloud9 that had 2, but now probably both initially. They're so
Aw.
rich, they're heading into this
Oh, I
final
think a team
round.
picture. I think a team picture.
Yeah, like we said, we haven't seen C9 win on Haven, as far as I'm aware, since late 2023.
They're so rich, they're just gonna die to spike. Don't risk giving Zeppa the ult. That's actually pretty base. They don't wanna.
Yeah.
They don't want to give him a chance, I think, to get the kill there.
Smile?
That's just disrespectful, man.
Min-maxing.
That's so disrespectful. I mean,
Look
after
at
you lose
this.
a round like this, and then all of your opponents die to spike.
I'm surprised that Oxy. Oh, it's because Jet went
Cortezia
over
is
the
just getting
trip
into
bottom
garage.
C.
C9 are not running
Or was that
clears through that area of the
the
map.
sniper that died?
And
Never
they're just
mind.
waiting for him, and then even when they wait for him,
I
they
don't know.
lose to him.
Armageddon's out.
Yeah, I'm seeing pings on the minimap. It's about to be chaotic. It's about
That
to be
was
messy.
troll message, brain.
Hold on to your seats.
As for the
Here's the
memes.
clash and the skirmish. You've already caught the contact of these players, and here it is. Ult offloaded. Armageddon all the way through. That's the paranoia forwards and a TP on bricks. Mass cleanups in order here, and it's Zeppa and Oxy on janitor duty.
Cortezia.
Trying to make the most of it. They're definitely finding the advantage. And edge they were looking for. Still
Yikes.
double fighting. This is how you throw it. You do not
he hear
want to
him?
give
Did
this
he hear
guy
Net?
in. Cortezia has been on an absolute
Did he hear Net?
tear this entire series. And you may have just given him a lifeline.
Net only as a judge. He wants to get a gun, and Cortezia is defending these weapons.
Damn, now he doesn't know.
But anticipating that it could be in a different direction. And Net's just going to be
Net
waiting
will
for
have
this
to
fight
hit
be
the trip
planted
if he
before can
flanks.
receive that upgrade.
Then Cortezia will
Wants to play it
reposition.
safe.
I think this is very
The
hard
trip's
clutch for
there for
Net.
good information anyway on the flank, so if he has the confidence to go for a plant, he's going to have great info about where Net is coming from.
Cortezia has a camera in the post plant, and there are no cages for Net.
30 seconds left.
Like this. is a very difficult clutch because Cortezia can be anywhere.
Now it comes down to a game of timings.
But now that Net's walking, it does add a little question mark for Cortezia.
I mean, it looks like
but he
it's
has a
for
cam and
CT, it
spawn.
looks like it's
Never
for
mind.
Heaven. You're not really going to think
Well, he
about a guy
knows
being
he's
tucked short,
flanking
I don't
long.
think, here.
Yeah, it's unorthodox. We'll see if Net considers it here. Steadily working, trying to clear up all of those unknowns across the map, but now getting a move on, getting a run on because he can hear it. Spike stuck, but Net none the wiser, and it's all Cortezia.
Brother is playing too good.
9-3 finish.
Brother is playing too good.
Haven. You cannot give this guy ins.
He said it himself that he was destroying these guys on comms with his team, and he has just been outstanding all series long.
This double swing did not work.
What is this though? The double swing from Oxy and Zeppa overheating in the moment in a 3v1.
And that Red Bull clutch puts the half to 9-3. C9, they'll have to mount a massive comeback if they want to rally in this series.
Heading himself and calling for these pivots.
Situation.
Mid-round audibles as well. Whatever and whoever you want to really attribute the success to, MIBR are winning because of it.
I don't think Cloud9 got proactive enough, though, at actually clearing out certain areas of the map. They were kind of waiting for MIBR to be the ones that made the play and came to them. Now C9 are on the attack, though, and I do expect Oxy to be the one driving the tempo, but Aspas waiting with a Sheriff.
Oh, yeah. This is a brutal one. Faultline's going to get a decent job of clearing him out wide here. It's a dart that's avoided. Dash popped off, and everybody wants to avoid him. Don't blame him. Skirting around from the raid boss. Slowing it down into the mid-round.
B hit. Free sight.
And calling for the walk-up. Flash pop play in through B. It's open access, but there are these sightlines that are opened up, and there's no smokes forward after shock.
Wow, he got one though.
Paranoia is going to be sweeping through.
Somehow
anyway,
he got one.
Them, causing it even though. It's 4v4 as it stands, and Tap
pushing. They heard that step though.
Potentially overcooking because Verno.
Yeah, Verno heard the step.
On it, but he's just missed the timing onto this one, and the smoke's going to be pushed. Doubled up with the discipline there. Shanum, hard committed, hard stuck into the corner, near sighted as.
What?
And finally, trying to play themselves in. Cortezia.
What a trade from Vic. He's 1 HP though.
Surely done enough in terms of the damage. Vic, 5 HP and a dream. The tap.
Aspas too patient.
Pulled out.
30 seconds
forwards, and now he knows it's not quite the case. Just
he risked it. He gambled. He wasn't there.
Vic
he
has been
gambled
outstanding for C9 all series, but in the 1v1 against Aspas, can't bring it through. And that's a dagger in the heart.
He gambled. He's low. He gambled.
To close out this round. Chose to push deep and try and work their way through A, but this multi-kill from Cortezia and Aspas in the 1v1 might just put an end to C9 in this series. 10-3
This guy's so nervous.
Cortezia and Aspas, look at the kills that they've been able to put up here on Haven. 31 kills with 13 deaths. I mean, that's spectacular, and they've been so important for this team all series long. C9 are going to force, unless they win this round, it's looking pretty unrecoverable.
It's all or nothing. Aspas, here's your time to shine and listen. Handed a multitude of targets to pick from. Shanum's happy to just
13-12.
after the fact.
On Lotus was their chance.
Quick dodge.
Holy
Flash
shit.
Just not quite avoided in time here. Cortezia.
Oh, he spun back into it. How's he alive?
How is he alive? Furniture and geometry doesn't matter. He's still alive, still kicking. MIBR up to 11. The force just not
survived that.
Cloud9. It feels like a bit of a collapse at this point.
Cortezia full blinded twice, doesn't die on the C site.
And the Guardians are so good in those kind of situations too, because just double body shots and all the players on light armor are gone.
Bro.
I mean, Aspas throws in a headshot there for good value as well, but it's a bit brutal. C9, they started with a great performance in this series, and especially coming off the back of a really dominant series that we just watched from them. I was feeling great about their stocks, and it's kind of just trailed off as the series has gone on. I don't know whether it's seen. It really is. And I think this is where
who paid it out? I heard it was Lady Rain, but I don't know for sure.
MIBR players too, you want to make sure that you close this out and don't allow C9 any level of a comeback, because you saw what happened on Lotus. C9 almost managed to win that map after MIBR were up 9-3. Poor Mitch at the bottom of the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's not good. Pie watch in order.
Pie watch? Mentioned?
2 to 13.
Standing ahead.
To 3.14. Suppress immediately here. Eager engagement there from Vic. He's looking to see if he can draw some of that blood, but immediately disengaging.
4 stingers. Last chance, 11-3.
How does C9 get the stingers into position to actually find any value? Cortesia is just super bold holding this angle. Might get pushed off the line by the drone, but I think he's confident enough. He could pick it back up if he wanted to.
Has support as well. 2 of his teammates ready to fight down short here.
I've got a good hold on towards the A
3 on
side.
A.
Cloud9, at this point, inevitable, they're going to be setting their sights onto it, looking to see if they can clear the way, but Util is going to be used in response of it. And here it is, dash in forwards with that dart, but no clearance into the corner, and Cortesia, you can't be doing this to himself.
Damn, that was about to be a movie.
Time with it, and Zephyr just whips it all the way around, quick 180.
That was about to be a movie.
Straight down in order here, 2 players left to stand for MIBR,
And somehow
looking to try and
misdied.
play into this retake.
Damn.
Ospas is still alive though. And Verno has at least the
Surely
salvos
not.
to try and make something of
Not
this.
in this fashion.
Last player standing.
Didn't anticipate Vic already being in heaven.
Okay.
It wanders forward and whoa, what are you doing up here?
Aspas, correct me if I'm wrong, should be saving onto this rifle.
Going for exits?
I mean, that's the kind of thing you were criticizing him for last year.
Yeah.
He's got 2250. He's confident to at least find nothing here.
He knows the timing, though. He's just hoping and hunting for a bit of an exit, but he should be able to get out.
Very careful.
Yeah, everybody on C9 evading. And going out with better weaponry than they came in with, but still not like an amazing arsenal to work with here. We've got 1
double
proper
entry like
rifle
that?
out the
Damn.
back end of that, 2 Guardians and a
What?
Stinger. So, still a bit wonky, the economy. Another difficult round for Cloud9, but the momentum was not halted instantly. So there is still hope. Admittedly, a flickering and very weak flame.
They're heading back towards A. Here. But MIBR, I think this time want to contest a little more. They have both
A fight.
initiators ready to go, and Teo makes this A lobby fight a real tough task.
Just trying to dodge to the side here. Smoke to weave in and out of, hiding from the initial dart, so Aspas is tucked to the corner. A bit of a fire going back and forth. Cloud9 are gearing up, though, to try and go into this hit here. Stacked. 3 of these MIBR players are going to be realizing it pretty soon enough. Stealth drone. Only broken by net, so it doesn't really tell them the whole picture. Without a drone signifying quite a lot here. We're going to be sending this one flying forwards anytime now.
Cortez has a lot of info walked up down C long. They can keep this stack on A.
Yeah, and here it is. Flash forward to the fault line as well. A bit of spam into the smoke on top of it. Lighting these players up, but obviously just can't quite spray them down. Still an attempt to flip back in. He's punished. Cloud9.
Cloud9 fighting.
Got every avenue watched for there. An attempt by MIBR to try and defend that one is
Send him.
immediately dismissed.
He gets a kill from heaven. This round's on.
Left down into a 2v4. Pretty similar to a previous round, except that Cortesia is in a much nicer spot to make something happen. And it doesn't really look like Mitch is thinking about
Timing.
this.
Vic just looked away.
He was just watching it.
Just
ended up
looked
looking in a
away.
different direction. Cortesia, what are you going to be doing?
Ult or no?
Put on a bit of a show for us, I
Wait,
think.
the cage
here at
helps
this
him
point.
keep you
Obviously,
out.
Reposition. Try to be smart with it. Cover the avenues. Make sure that he's that backup policy. Lying in,
my
wait,
God.
and finally tapping away with a Guardian and hand.
Almost
A bit of
whiffed.
precision. And Calm ordered for
Ooh.
in the middle of the round. Shaneup's going to be
Ooh.
doing a lot of damage, though, to the
Ooh.
economy.
Okay,
These
then.
stray moments and hopefully holding onto the rifle of his own.
For C9 though, these are simple rounds. Open towards A lobby, take that space, re-exec. They've done it 2 rounds now, and those re-execs have looked very nice.
Yeah, keep it simple and hope that basically MIBR don't make major adjustments.
For Mitch now in a bit of a weird position. 2 and 14 to this point. He gets a kill this round, and he's at Pi.
I know.
He pied!
I was looking for it in that
No, he
round as
didn't.
well, and Mitch didn't actually end up taking a fight at any point. Kind of a bad situation where you're rooting for a
Santos
player to
won the
get a
Marvel
kill
Rivals
in order to
Championship? You're lying.
MIBR with 4 players stacked over towards A again. I mean, they had the stack in the right place in the previous round.
They did?
But C9 still won. This time, C9 managing to find the weak side of the map
4-0 sweep
I feel
against
like I'm
100
watching the first
Thieves.
half all over again with these 4-1s.
Holy
Start heavy towards A
shit.
2 rounds in a row,
10
then
rivals?
go back 4-1 into
100
C.
Thieves getting dicked down in another
And I
game.
wouldn't believe except
Got
that
FaceTime
C9
Ninja?
could actually run it back on Lotus.
It's always that
Wait, oh, Deco.
inclination at the back of your mind that it could happen.
Different halves, of course. They ran it back on the defense side.
Here it is, an attempt to try and flood their way back in here. Might be a half bodies and weaving in and out as well. They play Aspas in beautifully. He's able to pick off Oxy, remove one of the rifles from these fights, and out wide here, Vic with a bit of a spray down. It's a mad attempt to try and get some control and coverage in through the back once more. There's Mitch! And he's got another kill.
He pied for a second, I don't care. Screenshot it.
Half a second of pie. Half a second of pie.
We got the pie.
Do we get to eat it? Is
Yeah,
that,
we get
is
the
that
pie.
fine? But he didn't. But
He did pie,
It's
though.
when round ends. I feel bad eating.
No, it's not
this.
when round ends.
He pied.
What the
It's when
fuck? They had a
round
pie
ends.
ready
No,
to
it's not when
eat?
round ends.
It's
It
not-
is.
he
He's
pied.
probably
What?
so guilty.
It's
I don't
just
want to eat the pie.
At any point,
Eat
you
the
could...
pie. Put the pie in your mouth,
He
Brent.
pied for like half a second.
Put the pie in your mouth.
Yeah, well, you could
It doesn't seem fair.
Brent, pie in the mouth or pie on the face?
All right, no casting. No
Oh.
casting for 30 seconds.
Yeah, you can eat the pie for half a second, okay? You can eat the pie for as long as Mitch pie. And he did a good job, and you know what? Maybe he'll end up getting back into this game because he got that kill.
You can do play-by-play.
No, I can't.
You can go.
You're forced into it.
All right, I'll do it. Have a mouthful. Oxy up and over. Up, down, down to the power door. Up.
Maybe I'll let
He's
you
going
go
to
for
play
a
Storm out. That's a
second.
full reveal into the back. Shorty in hand. He's going to try and make it go.
Oh.
Decapitating Tortizia. Had to mid-gulp in the middle
Tortizia
of all
overstepped.
MIBR set up for the retake here. 3 players working back in through garage. Drone realizes there's no one on alert, but Oxy in a position to make the difference.
Oxy.
Step. Beautiful movement.
Oxy.
Oxy's going for a little bit more there with a dash to
Oh,
disengage.
he's working them.
Weaving in and out. This is a hard chokehold at Cloud9.
Wow.
Not willing to give
Wait,
up any
7?
section of the site.
11?
And why does it actually feel like C9 are going to run this one all the way back? I mean, MIBR are thinking about saving already.
But did we pay out already?
Backing off over towards Spawn.
Yeah.
And Aspas, he's got the weapon they would most like to save, and yet he's reluctant to retreat. Now, though, with a drone heading towards him, yep, skedaddle, buddy.
Tacked up too, just through the gap in the door.
And it does really feel like C9 are going to be able to get back into this game because every round, it doesn't matter.
Does anyone
how
know
much
which mod
resistance
paid
there
out
is,
early?
they're able to get
That
in
was
onto the
silly.
site and win a post.
I could have called a C9 comeback from a
This
mile
fourth
away.
round is going to be very important for that aforementioned comeback. Verno, Artzin, both 1 away from their ultimates. I imagine MIBR wants to try
And I don't
get
even watch
those
these games like
online.
that.
C9's going to know that too.
These are some really simple rounds, though. You know, Aspas spots them out and even gets an opening kill right at the beginning, and yet C9 just goes straight up the gut, exec into C. There's no massive, crazy fakes or anything to get them into positions. They're just playing default Valorant, and it's working.
Yeah, last map we had the dishonest map.
What happens if C9 come back?
Leon,
I guess I
Breach,
can't stream
Shadow,
tomorrow.
everywhere.
Everyone will
It's
be really
just been
mad.
about
I
the
don't know.
fundamentals.
We'll have to
and
think about it tomorrow.
MIBR, I imagine, focusing on that some as they call their timeout, get fraud into the conversation.
I'm just playing.
Your eyes have to turn to Aspas.
Cloud9's in the
that
chat.
Operator he saved on through.
Cloud9. Imagine
value
choking a
he brings to the team
13-12
with it.
lead in
Josh is still
overtime last
eating his
map.
pie, by the way.
Yeah.
Just to get dicked down by Aspas for another 45 minutes.
There's a timeout. Have a bite.
I need kind of like a bottle of water.
I'm considering it a
Here,
celebration.
I haven't opened this one.
You haven't opened it?
No,
okay.
that's for you.
I'm gonna be like spitting pie all over the place.
That's okay.
It is open.
I don't think I drank from it.
You can have that bottle of
Okay,
water. It was
Cloud9, if you bring it back, I'll let you tweet on my account. But if MIBR win, I tweet on your account. Deal?
Attack rounds from the bottom of the scoreboard while dropping 4 and 15, and that's what he's doing at the moment. And it's not even like they're navigating away from the Aspas operator. They just sent it up the gut in that round.
You in or you out?
Still, that was Aspas' I think first round that he actually had the op. He's been rifling a fair bit this half. Yes, this should do. Here's the second.
But I don't want to see him get tricky with it.
In a
Like,
call
it's
with
literally
Jack,
working. They've got
second.
4 rounds in a row here
All
just
right.
by picking a side.
Better hurry up, dude.
And they're
You
not,
have
they're not just sending it off rip every time, but they are
1 round. Chat, he has 1
picking
round?
their
How long do they have?
approach and then running good executes to be able to get into nice positions.
And danger zone now is Aspas. And Tart. Oh, it's gone way past as well, so he can take it.
1 round.
Here, rolling thunder. Where's that one going? Straight through into garage. He just tanks a drone shot. A lot of patience being played by Aspas there, but still dash to the side. And Oxy, oh my god, he's already in your spawn.
All right, answer now. Answer now.
Shorty.
I'm not going to wait all day. Tell me now. Are you in or you out?
Finally denied and finally shut off.
You said you didn't want Mitch to get tricky with it, but that is a nice call on the set play.
No,
they
that
send
was
a
awesome.
dart all the way back
Holy
to
shit.
clear this area behind garage window. See that no one's there. Oxy's then dashing up through Garage, pathing all the way behind to catch the stunned players back C. And it's Ospas with an operator there. Can't do anything when stunned up with
What's
that.
worse, the early payout or the
Very pretty
sweet?
stuff from C9.
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
Oh, my 250k back? Bitch, you don't have 250k to lose. Wake up, buddy.
I didn't want him to get too tricky, but that one was, yeah, beautifully well
They said deal.
orchestrated.
They said
And
deal.
also,
Chat, they said deal. If C9 bring it back,
run a strategy like that, it would be
they
best
tweet
to
on
do
my
it
account.
straight out
But
of
if
the
MIBR win, I
because
tweet
you
on
stop them
theirs.
from being able to run their adaptations
It's
that they
locked
were
and
called.
loaded, chat. I need you guys thinking. I need you guys thinking.
It
I need you guys
That one
thinking.
is the brain
Any
destroyer.
ideas from you guys?
You can't
It's
run
locked
it again.
in.
So now you're going
It's
back
locked
to the
in. A
more
deal's a
standard
deal.
stuff. But here's that setup.
This is 5 rounds in a row for Cloud9.
Yeah, just a really cool variation on the normal C dart. No one's in position to break it.
Ooh, we should do something about the Sen bundle. Yeah?
Pathing. And the smokes as
Or
well.
something
block off B
Sentinels,
and then
or-
block off spawn, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
What do we
either.
got?
It's interesting because that was Verno's ultimate use to defend his teammates'
Oh,
backside.
all right, what do you guys got?
Not
What do you guys
knowing
got?
that Oxy was
Choke
pathing all the
9?
way around.
Wait, let's win first. Let's
also
win first.
here
Boring?
from either
Okay.
team.
We can
Pass.
brainstorm, but we need to win first.
Tight
Time
corner
IBR.
here with the Blade Storm in hand.
You need an Ospas round to close this game out. Get MIBR up to 12.
So to put a stop to it, it's a rolling thunder, and immediately,
Yes!
look at that, Aspas
Yes!
bounces. Verno by his side.
Get your
Look at
Twitter
this
ready,
team too.
C9!
You said it, Mimi. You need an Aspas round, something to really set the momentum back
Oh,
on MIBR
you guys are about to
side,
get
because they've been losing
fucked.
grip so far in this half.
Has to be net now. A chance.
We
here
haven't been
mid.
relevant since the Boston Major. Everyone is
Poking
fucking.
and prodding for
No,
now.
we can't
Yeah,
curse.
not confident
We
enough
have to be
actually go
reasonable.
for
We have to
that
be
one.
reasonable. But we're gonna
wondering
make
if
sure
there
they
was a
regret
trick that he was
this.
going to meet, but
We
I
can't
think he
curse,
preferred it
but
at
we're
that
gonna
point.
make sure they regret taking this deal.
Didn't want to take the timing through the doorway though. Cam above on the door frame. And he's content at this point to just try to dismantle what's going on the other side of the map.
Aspas was quick to try and rotate away from this one here, narrowly avoiding most of the stuns coming his way, but 37 seconds left. This is going to be a quick pivot. Call for by Cloud9. That doesn't actually have too much space here when he's making this call.
They saw a breach in Jet there. Know it's likely to be the Cypher site on C. But still, MIBR have good tools to win a retake here in the 5v3.
I need a few more picks though.
Just restate the period. This point of period. Nah, it's not good
This
enough.
one here already. The salvo's going to be used.
Stop it.
Straight out net.
Get him
Just got to
now.
Be careful. Narrowly avoiding
Yes.
most of this one, but stunned up and straight through the wall here. And here he is. Fast onto the flank. That's Shayna. Looking to try and put a stop to this one. Now the spike did go down, but the heat applied
What?
through the back. Shepard wins. Critical.
Shepard wins
fight
as I
at
go
that,
bald.
but he's got a
Bald,
lot
thank
more to
God.
do. And against Aspas, improbable.
Well,
just looks
chat,
impossible.
we need tweets from C9
And I
account.
wanna
We
see
need
that
ideas.
first kill from
We need
Ospas
something.
again at the beginning of this round.
Ah,
He was stunned up
you know what I'm
midair
saying?
from the breach ult. Barely saw his opponent.
It's his own
Here it
team's
is.
breach ult as well, right?
Yeah. I don't even.
Or is that a breach stun on the other side actually?
I think both. He
I wish we
barely
still had
saw
Rossi. It's not
Oxy,
good
but
enough. We need
one
better.
play does it.
It's not that it's not good enough. It's
And these
not.
two kills
It
on the
needs
retake as
more.
well. It's
It needs to
just
be
a
more.
thing of beauty.
Up to 22 kills. He and Cortesia were absolutely farming in the first half. Slowed down slightly, couldn't really find their opportunities, and that big refight has just given them the confidence again. Puts them up to series point. C9 need another 4 in a row.
We fell off after Tarek left. It's just not enough. It needs to be.
yearning for a
Needs to
chance
be
like
better.
this. Looking for a few more as well. This is Cloud9 getting a little
Holy
bit too
shit! They haven't won a round since you took that.
Still
Wait.
Vic trying to hold that one down. Wasn't he stunned in the midst of all of that still?
Holy shit! They haven't won a round
Pushed
since you
out
took that.
Steel,
I ain't
but
gonna
anyway,
say it.
eventually will fall. Cleaned up.
But Bren, the seaside is open in all that chaos. C9 will get a post plant here.
I'm down to include Sentinels. I'm down to include myself. It just has to be
Chance going to be used
funny.
to try and clear out a way in through garage.
Down to include Rossi as well.
Slows down. You
If
can
it's
play
funny.
off site if you want to, and it looks like that's a call going to be made here by Cloud9. Everybody playing down to long.
Yeah, they're falling off site because of the lack of smokes, but Mitch has full breach util, so they could actually want to fight back into this.
Could get dangerous.
No cages on Cortesia.
Time's not ticking too hard just yet. Updraft up, it's a high ground perch, but Oxy's immediately
What?
whipping heads clean off. He wants even more. It's dash proct, anticipating a swing from a specific type of angle, and Aspas so one to deliver it still. It's getting away from him now. Flash, util, it's in abundance here for Cloud9. From the brink, despite the two-player disadvantage. Evened up into the 3v3, they somehow find a way to win that round out.
Oxy with 2 magical shots by the look of things. We didn't quite catch it from his POV, but we'll
Any better
eventually see it
ideas?
in the replay. How has Vic got 2 from here?
He was
Like you said,
stunned
stunned
on
up.
both kills. Did someone's been watching the How to Shoot Well Breached on TikToks?
And then, yeah, Oxy gets the kill on the jump up there, as Verno was trying to get into a better position. They bring it within 3. It is still doable for Cloud9 to get it to overtime.
On a C hit.
Go back to what was working for him. Updraft away from the trip, TP forwards into that smoke on top of it. Full evacuation from MIBR. Zephyr with the plant, nothing to push it back.
Planted.
A lot of tension in the air here, a couple of pot shots flying forwards, but now with a util. It's more concrete effort here from MIBR to see if they can lay claim. Dice up, section most of this side here, Cartesian.
No! This kid's going crazy!
He's unleashed!
Oh my god, no!
Cloud9 just will not die.
Oxy, the superstar for Cloud9.
This guy just turned into
Whenever
Thanos.
this team is under pressure,
Holy
he's
shit.
the man to deliver. Going toe-to-toe
What is
with
that
the duelist
second
people call
kill?
the GOAT. And delivering a blade storm round to himself. My god! Those shots were too clean.
I was expecting a massive
my God, he's
pop-off there from
feeling it
Oxy,
so
and
hard.
he does go for the pop-off, but then he's immediately locked back in. This team really believes that they are going to win this map.
way.
You see how quickly he reset. He has economy too. I mean, it's it.
Pivot point in the series.
There's the force.
Cloud9, tenacious man, not willing to give up.
Herrick losing a tweet and we're losing our points. Chill, everyone chill.
They want this win after letting it slip back on Lotus.
They've had Cortesia holding C on his own. Now Aspas comes over, but he's alone. Can he stop the tide of Cloud9?
Slow, slightest of windows. That's a tag onto Oxy. A few more straight bullets. Might even collect another one. 140, 10 HP. Oxy going to be thinking twice about this one, and it's more time for rotates on top of it. So MIBR, shore up the defense, bring up the barricades. But now they're going to withstand most of this util coming their way. Oxy,
Oh my
Oxy!
god. No
Set up for
fucking
success.
way, brother.
Mitch might be sitting at the bottom, but the util was
We're gonna
perfection.
lose.
Still an attempt to flood in by MIBR. They want to go for it. It's quirky with the movement, but have committed at best. They're just not really trying to lay claim in through the back of the site, but finally, here they come. Shanum, Cortesia, expecting something. Mitch from the side, out of nowhere. And Cloud9 find the 11th.
Ow.
The man who came into this half,
God.
pied, shows up and drops a massive
How has
2K
this
to keep
happened?
his team in it. Oxy had 10 health for these kills. Back-to-back perfection from the young man in backside C.
Oh, they're gonna fuck me on Twitter. They're gonna fuck me on Twitter. They're gonna fuck me on Twitter.
Gorgeous little play from Mitch. Gorgeous little play.
They're gonna fuck me on Twitter. They're gonna fuck me on Twitter. They're gonna fuck me on Twitter. They're gonna fuck me on Twitter.
Yeah, well, here it is. One last chance for MIBR in regulation. Can they close out this series? Or is it going to be going to OT? Cloud9, slow and steady. Cautious beginning. Orb's going to be given up here, so Verno earns himself the ult. Everybody walking up past this lurk and smoke, but that's going to be dissipating! Idiot step just the one before the instantaneous trade-off. Now you see it in Neural Theft.
Oxy's died.
Giving a bit of a indicator of what's going on, and then narrowly avoiding instant defeat.
I think he took a tick of the damage there, didn't he? So he was probably only a frame or two away from dying.
And here comes the pivot option, straight for a B. It's a new look for Cloud9. Most of his rounds have been ending on C. Still, reveal
he
Mitch
hit
is
his
going to be
strip for
leading the
a
charge for his team,
second.
trying to get in there. There's no pushback from MIBR.
And there's no smoke for the retake either.
Oh my good. Oh my
just trying to
gracious.
Find positions to try and play this retake from, but split up across the board.
You have to look to our spots in garage.
He's going to be taking a peek soon enough. Mitch, a timing to be taken, but he's got his head on a swivel. Both of them trying to hold this one in through the back. That's Victor's trying to narrowly avoid most of that, but stunned up here. Barrel. Aspas trying to bait the shot as well to try and favor himself in a setup for the fight. And even with that whip setup, Sepa somehow misses it. This is being stuck all the way, surely.
Another C9 choke! Another one! Get those ideas flowing in the chat. What do you guys got? That's 2 chokes in a row, dude!
Series.
All of the wind just taken out of Cloud9 sails at the very end. Bitter disappointment after they ran it all the way back. I mean, look at Vic at the end there. Head in his hands. And Oxy, what a performance he put on individually.
D9, get your ass ready.
Band for band.
Chat, what do we got?
With one of the GOATs, Aspas himself. They're both sitting at the top of the scoreboard, 27 kills, 7 first bloods both.
For MIBR though, I mean, looking at that first half, I felt like I was watching Old Loud again. Aspas winning these late rounds.
Is there
Cortesia
options?
given shades of less. With
we need better.
successful
We need
lurk
better.
After lurk, walking his way through. They let it slip last week against G2 when they had their chance, but today against C9, MIBR will not make the same mistake.
I think it's hard to feel super confident.
What else we got? What else we
coming
got?
out the back of this, considering that they had massive leads on Lotus and Haven, and then both of those maps were ridiculously close in the end. But an enormous amount of credit has got to be given to C9 for making those runs happen in the first place too.
Pie still getting to you?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's delicious. It has made me feel like more of a Mitch fan as well, I've got to be honest with you, because he delivered me apple pie.
Very kind of him. It was 11-3 at some point. We go all the way to 13-11.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really believed in the comeback too. It looked like MIBR were having so many difficulties just defending the most basic of C execs.
Yeah, some of these rounds were so good.
Hold on.
That one
What
we
else
saw
do we
a second
got?
ago, the set play for Oxy. His work on the C executes.
I do think though that it's inarguably you're looking at 2 of the top 5 teams in America.
The myth, you know, like when
I was.
Frosty back? I don't know. I'm not.
sweet made.
Very noticing.
Fair enough.
Tip.
Shannon is the one I would.
All the sensor buttons. 7,
Oh.
8, 9, 10, 11. Good job, good job. One more for hypertrophy. Yay! Good job. Whoa, what was
Sorry,
that?
yeah, let's just give it to the players, yeah?
Bro, come on in here. Come on in here. Take my spot, bro. Good job, good job. 1,
2,
all the way down.
3,
Not bad.
4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good job, good job. One more for hypertrophy.
No.
Hey, good game, man. Come sit with us. Here, grab the headset. That's a long one. VCT real quick.
Love you.
Going
Thank you for the raise.
other,
Like,
I appreciate you a game
I don't
between
like it.
you.
Let me think.
Okay.
Big deal.
Because
Yeah, pretty
might
funny
be hitting
stuff.
this.
It's so.
What does this guy
Okay.
say?
You yeah, from how long
The
ago?
first choked. Which one's that?
I just hit one.
With all since Derek left?
Sean Gares actually was saying the
Fuck, I
same
guess we'll
thing.
take
He never
whatever
used
we can
to
at this
eat on
point.
game day either. Okay. So you don't eat on game day?
Huh?
You don't eat
You
on
wanna
game
send
day?
the first
really?
option?
Not at all.
Usually no.
Which
yeah.
one? That?
I just hit one.
With all since Derek left?
Sean Gares actually was saying the
Fuck, I
same
guess we'll
thing. He
take
never
whatever
used
we can
to
at this
eat on
point.
game day either.
I don't know. We'll take whatever we can. Fuck it. You think gag reflex would get better given the amount of times we've choked? Oh. Wait, this could be good. What about this? I already tweeted it. Son of a bitch. We couldn't come up with shit. We had time. We had everything on our. Oh, they better not have tweeted on the Valorant account. I'll crash out right now. We got scammed. What the fuck are we gonna do with this? You guys got 100,000 followers. I have millions watching the stream, brother. We've been scammed. It was a scam. And 0 good ideas. Yeah, he's not wrong. Okay, I can't even be mad at them. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I can't even be mad. We did. Maybe they would have tweeted it on the main account if we had a better. But we could honestly, we could not come up with anything worthwhile. Honestly, hey, we'll fucking. Wait. I want to reply with this though. Hear me. This is too crazy. I think this is too crazy. I don't know. I should tweet this. I don't think I should. This is Bro, I think it's too crazy. I think it's too crazy. What else? What else do you guys got, bro? It's guys. Do the Wyatt one. What was the Wyatt one? What was the Wyatt one? Wait. I could do that. What do you guys think of this one? I like this one. Doesn't really fit. It doesn't really fit. That's true. They're glazing me and I'm talking shit. That's true. It is a good tweet though, but it just doesn't really correlate. It doesn't make sense. But how can we make mine? What's yours? Choked harder than Zelsus on a glizzy. Buy send bundle. You made me check that. We got something. I don't know, guys. The past. Oh, it's crazy. Hair 100 Thieves Esports. Since y'all like barking so much, what do they tweet? Meow. Pacific for some lovely love to you. Hope you have a. If you want to see me in pain, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out. Much love to you all. Appreciate you kicking it with me. Hope you have a great rest of your night, rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. Take care until then. Salute 07. Love you. Peace.